Hello.
Hi.
Welcome
To
It Bears Repeating.
And it does.
My name is Tom.
And I'm Tiffany.
And season 10 of RuPaul's Drag Race just kicked off. So if you're a listener that followed us through All Stars 3, thank you and welcome to the new season. If you're a new listener and you were just on like podcast, whatever, and you were like, RuPaul's Drag Race, and you're like, this one looks nice. Well, thank you for joining us, and I hope you stick it out with us.
Well, hello.
Yeah, hi. So, I'm assuming this is going to be a long episode. We don't know yet, but I'm just going to make the assumption. So if it ends up being too long, we're going to split this in half, and you'll get double your It Bears Repeating in a week. You know?
Yeah, we'll see. Sorry.
Yeah, but Tiffany, how was your week this week?
It was okay. A bit chaotic. We got all of that snow.
Yeah, that was, for you guys don't know, the Northeast, we got, well...
Not even all of the Northeast.
No, it didn't hit Connecticut, because Colleen did not get any snow. No. But it hit us for sure. We got 8 inches in one day.
And that's a lot for us, in case you didn't know.
No, that's a lot to get all at once. I know, like, we're not getting feet of snow, but, like, it all came down at once and then stopped by noon. It was, like, it was wild.
What is happening?
Yeah.
So we got buried, and actually we were supposed to go see the Haters Roast. However, I couldn't get out of my driveway. Ubers were out of control expensive, so we had to skip the show. But guess what?
What?
Trixie wasn't there.
And
neither was Aja.
Yeah, that was like our top 2 reasons for going. So, not that I don't love Latrice or Ginger or all the other queens that were there. Yeah. But... Darian Lake was like a substitute, thank God. And I mean, we haven't talked about season 6 yet. So
no, but my friend went and he said it was fine. But I'm okay.
Sorry, this is just a quick side note. I saw that Aja finally made it to one of them.
She did.
And she did so bad that she just like laid on the ground and had someone drag her off the stage. Like at the end.
Really?
She didn't walk up. She tweeted. I mean, she seemed to be in good spirits about it. She was just like, I clearly did not know what I was getting myself into.
Well, she had made the post before like her stint started. She was like,
I
don't do this. Can y'all write something for me? You funny.
I think had she just like relaxed and just did
and
whatever.
Not worried about
she
it.
would, because I think she's good at reading people in the moment, but she's not. I think that she thought about it too much. I think if she just went up there blank and started ripping into people, she'd be okay.
That makes sense. How was your week?
Oh, it was good. We didn't go, but because of the snowstorm, Trixie got caught up in New York, and All Right Mary as I understand it, Trixie reached out to All Right Mary because
apparently
she is a Mary. And was on an episode. So if you haven't already, please go check out All Right Mary's interview with Trixie Mattel. It's probably one of my favorite interviews I've had listened to.
It's literally the best interview I've ever heard because on a podcast. Trixie
kind of really goes into detail about some things that you might be very curious about that happened on the show. Like the thing that was hanging, the note, Dorothy's note being on the wall and the Shangela's reaction to it. All of that jazz. One take. She talks about all of it. So it's
wonderful.
It's a good listen. So I highly recommend it. But this week, Tiffany showed me how to make my Amazon Fire Stick have all of the TV. And so
Josh showed me.
And then Tiffany shared it with me.
Forwarded.
Yeah, and so
the information.
I know that I've revealed on this show a few times that I'm a grandpa when it comes to technology, so it took me a solid hour to get all of the things done to my Fire Stick to make it be able to do this. And Tiffany was like, what are you going to watch? And I was like, American Idol Season 1. And I am getting my life. Oh, my God. Tamyra Gray, remember her? She's fabulous.
I do. You know, they do a Motown medley.
Oh, my God,
and I lived for that.
Remember when they sang California Dreamin' Sit by the Fire? Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
I've only made... So, I just really want to talk about this for a hot second. Season 1 of American Idol, there was one audition episode and one Hollywood episode.
What?
That's it.
Really?
Yeah. It was like it was so fast, and I was like, why can't we go back to that? Because American Idol after a while seemed very drawn down. Like I don't care for the auditions. I know a lot of people like to watch the funny ones, but I don't care for all that. Also, it's like I think we're past the point of like making fun of bad people.
Yeah, I don't think we're doing that anymore.
Because I've heard the new American Idol, which I haven't watched. They let a lot of people through, like The Voice, where they only let really good people on. Like not everyone gets chosen, but it's like. It's higher caliber talent that we're...
So here's the thing, though. I haven't watched the reboot American Idol.
I only caught
I've seen clips on the internet. However, I watched the first episode of this season of The Voice because Kelly Clarkson's on it.
Oh, I've been watching The Voice because she's on it.
I can't. The first episode was so boring to me.
Oh, I just watched them sing. Like, I've told you this. If I do a reality show, I just watch them sing. Except watching season 1 of American Idol, I remember Simon was ruthless, and I'm just getting my life on it.
I'm going to need to start it.
So I want to touch about a couple other things before we get into the episode. So if you aren't already, I highly recommend you get into Drag Race Thailand. There's a man on the internet who has been subtitling it in English.
God bless you, sir.
If you're not even going to watch the whole thing, just watch the runways and watch the lip syncs for your life because they are some next level shit. Like I said last week, I think that Drag Race Thailand does it where they're off for the whole week and they come in and film on the weekend or something.
Which you've suggested before as a more appropriate
Well, yeah, because they're not, no one seems mentally broken on Drag Race Thailand. They're fighting with each other, but no one seems broken. No one's having Laganja level meltdowns, and that's not really, yeah, of course that's iconic, but we shouldn't put people through the ringer like that.
No, that's not nice.
Yeah. But I highly recommend it. It's next level. There was a 3-person lip sync for your life, and it just threw me. And it was they were all so good. It was top 7, and I was like, I still don't know who's going home. That's how crazy it is. It's every week, good people do better. It's just it's so good.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. And then if you're not in the Drag Race world, you may not know that Katya has come out of remission. She's back from hiatus. I don't know that she's returning to drag at all.
Not yet.
Yeah, she said she was taking at least a year off. Maybe not at all, but whatever. It's fine. I'm just glad to see Katya's happy and healthy.
Same.
She has a podcast called something
Whimsically Volatile.
It's a hard listen because
the first episode is very, very deep and dives into some very dark territory depending on what your definition of dark is, so please be warned.
Yeah, it can be triggering. Yes. That's all I'm gonna say.
It deals a lot with mental illness, addiction, drug use.
I think Katya presents it in a way that it's not terribly triggering, but
no, she speaks very openly and she has her sense of humor about it. However, you can tell that she's still a person who's getting on the path to wellness, so if you're someone who is maybe working really hard on being there, it might be difficult for you to hear somebody talking about struggling and figuring things out. So just be prepared and mindful if you decide to go listen to it. The second episode just went live. I haven't listened to it yet.
I started listening to it, and
it seems to be
it's not as
lighter.
Dark. Yeah, I don't know that there's a theme. I think it's just Katya rambling with her friend, her good Judy Craig. So I know nothing about Craig. I tried to look up. Apparently, Craig's on the Pump Rules podcast, which reviews Vanderpump Rules, but I don't listen to that. And I can't tell if Craig is queer or not.
Craig has a nice voice, though.
He does have a very nice, soothing voice.
So but he's a good foil, I think.
He keeps Katya on task when she gets too far off. So I recommend it if you think you can handle that emotionally. But it's nice to have. I'm glad to see that Katya's doing better.
Yes,
feeling
interacting
well.
with the world is nice.
Be kind.
Yes, please.
So, last night, Tiffany, well, as you remember, Tiffany bought tickets for us to see Bianca Del Rio in the one episode. Honey. So last night was the night, and we met Fairy Berry Phillip.
Hi, Phillip.
Hi. So he had tweeted that he was going to the show, and then I tweeted at him from our It Bears Repeating account. I was like, oh my God, we're going too. Hopefully we'll see you there. And he's like, look out for the 6'5" bald man. And he found us. I was going to look for him, but we were waiting in line to get a drink. And then he found us. So then we started talking. And he was, of course, amazing and wonderful and extremely tall. And
yes.
And his makeup looked fabulous.
Yes.
And we were chit-chatting about season 10. And as we said last night, Phillip, there's an open invitation. If there's an episode that really gets you this season, you are more than welcome to join us.
We would love to have
we would love it. But should we talk about the Bianca show for a hot second?
Yes.
So if you've never been to a Bianca Del Rio show,
it was a unique experience. I will tell you.
I've been to a show before. So if you think Bianca was hateful on her season for her comedy, imagine her uncensored and not being filmed by a cable company. And then it's 10 times more funny and hysterical.
It was intense.
It's clear they tell you from the gun. It's if you're going to be offended by racist, faggot jokes, trans jokes,
anything you can think of.
It was just, it's if you're going to be offended, you should just leave. And I knew this because I've seen her before because it was a lot, and I was really shocked the first time. I was like, "Oh, we're going
We're going there.
She kicked 2 people out.
Sure did.
I couldn't really see them to tell what they were doing, but they were definitely distracting Bianca from like being able to perform.
They were like standing up and holding their phone, and then at one point I saw a flash go off.
I remember her
which
stopping.
Is like very strictly like not cool.
And at the beginning of her shows, RuPaul's like, don't take flash photography, please don't record it. Like, but if you're in the front damn row, how the hell did you think you were going to get away from?
She can see you.
She can she could touch you if she wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So she got real fed up and asked security to remove them, and they were shit-faced because they walked past us.
They were way out. They were not doing good.
Wasted. And then Anomaly started talking, and then Bianca.
It was pretty funny.
And there was a 14-year-old lesbian who's looking for a woman with long fingers. And Bianca was so caught off guard.
It was hilarious. She thought she was going to be able to riff off this little girl until she said that she wanted them long fingers.
Yes, and then Bianca was
like...
We
had to take a minute because Bianca broke the illusion for a second.
She was like, I gotta...
She was like, wait a minute.
She sat back and drank some wine. She was like, I don't...
Wait a minute.
Yeah, but
it
the
was
gag,
so good.
She kept that gag going through the whole episode.
She sure did.
Yeah, it was so funny. I highly recommend you seeing Bianca if you have the opportunity to. She paints for the back of the room, so it doesn't really matter where you sit. It's just a good time.
Absolutely, and she looked beautiful.
She did.
And it's unlike anything that I've ever seen. I've never been to a show like this before.
Yeah, it's like stand-up, but different.
It is. Yeah. It's definitely got its own flavor, for lack of a better way to put it, style. Mm-hmm. It's more special because obviously she's in drag, which is really fun. But on top of that, she has hilarious stories. Oh, yeah. The one that got me was how she made an Anne Frank joke, moved into a John F. Kennedy joke, moved into a Challenger mission joke. And I was like, I don't know how you just did that. Like, she's a highly intelligent person, and you can tell. And but more importantly, she's very quick. Yeah. Which I just admire so much. If you like Bianca, her first half of her show is like written stand-up that she has prepared. The second half of the show, she takes questions from the audience and reads people to filth. Which is so fun. I felt very fun. The first time I saw her, because this has been like her thing anytime she does a tour, I saw her Not Today Satan tour. I think people the first time I went asked better questions. Mm-hmm. And, like, she was doing more interaction with them. I literally think those 2 people really threw her off her game. Like, the people that she kicked out. So that's too bad. It's unfortunate, but she was still amazing otherwise. I think so, too. And she also, I love that she made it clear that she doesn't normally just throw people out. Yeah, she left the stage and came back just to make sure. She was like, by the way, like, just so you know, I don't normally do this. Because I think she's fine with her brand of comedy, but she doesn't want anybody to think she's genuinely mean. Which makes a lot of sense. She's not an asshole. She doesn't just like. And to be clear, they weren't heckling. They were just distracting. No, they were very distracting. Yeah. And most importantly, they're distracting her. Yeah. And like that's not. Well, that's she was taking away from our experience if she's not 100 because you're. And she warned them like 3 times before she actually really asked security. She was like, I need you to stop. And it was like the tone changed when she was talking to them. It wasn't funny anymore. You could tell it wasn't a joke. Yeah. She was not joking, bitch. Okay, so I'd like to read a review. If you haven't, yes, please. If you haven't already reviewed us, please do so on your chosen podcast. It really helps us out. It helps other people find us. Yeah, and literally, if you have constructive things to say, we are open to hearing them. Take constructive criticism. Tom is our liaison for the reviews. Let's talk about. So something happened on Squirrel Friends Cocktail Hour. This is a good thing to address. Okay, so our squirrel friend Amanda, someone left a nasty review, and it wasn't constructive, and it wasn't just like, hey, I think your voice is annoying, which is all things, whatever. Which is an opinion in and of itself, but... Correct. Like, I love when Amanda does her sing-songy. That's the whole draw of Squirrel Friends is the energy that they bring. It's much different It's a production. Someone came for her personally, and I... will not tolerate that. If you come for Tiffany, I will read your ass to filth. I will put you on blast. I don't give a fuck. I don't like you. And that motherfucker who did that to Amanda, fuck you. Unsubscribe from the podcast and stop listening. That's all. If you don't like a podcast and they... just don't listen. It's fine. Yeah, if there are some minor things that you think can make our podcast better that will benefit Tiffany and myself, great. I would love to hear them. But if you're just going to be a cunt, just... unsubscribe. Stop listening now. We don't want to hear your bullshit. I don't need your cunty ass shit. Okay, let's get to the good stuff, though. And obviously, that goes for you, too. I'm not here for any type of personal attacks or even attacks against my friends.
Yeah.
No thanks.
No, thank you.
Bye.
Yeah. Okay, so this review comes from the real Paul Anka, which is so fucking funny if you've seen the Gilmore Girls, because there's Paul Anka the dog, and then there's the real Paul Anka, and there's a whole dream sequence. Anyway, that's besides the point. I love the name. I'm living. So thank you for giving the tea, hunty. Most RuPaul's Drag Race recaps are either boring or pulled in like the hosts don't have personal relationships with the ladies to maintain. I'm living for your reads of the queens. I usually agree with your opinions. I see you, milk. And then there's like a glass of milk. And then I'm here for this. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul Anka. The real Paul Anka.
Wouldn't
that be really funny if it was actually Paul Anka? Like, what the fuck? I know that's not what's happening. But like,
I mean, you never know. Apparently, drag queens listen to drag queen recap shows. Maybe celebrities listen to recap shows. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anybody. It's possible. E.T.'s out there. He's like, I love drag. I wore all that shit in the closet. I'm a huge fan. I mean, you never know. Sky's the limit. So, is there any more business to attend to? Are we ready to jump right in?
Yeah, let's jump right into the episode. This is episode 1 of season 10 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Okay, so I kind of wrote things down as I was watching. I took my notes before the whole show, like for this part of the show, like the first 15 minutes. I took notes prior, so these were things that I noticed right away. The wall, the workroom.
Wow,
it's hot. It sure is pink.
It is.
It's very stimulating.
It is. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I feel like I didn't take much of it in yet.
So this was funny. Trixie had mentioned this on All Right, Mary. She was like, it's a high-stress situation, and then they make the walls a screaming, flaming hot pink, and you're stressed out, and that's the environment you're stuck in. They're like, she was like, clearly it's painted this way to lift anxiety. And I was like, great.
Interesting.
Good time. I do like the pink. I thought it was red at first when they first released the images.
It looks red to me.
I don't know, red pink to me. So I don't. It's still a vibrant color, whatever color it actually is.
I'll have to double check. I'm wondering if Detox had mentioned at one point that the walls have brick images on it.
Oh yeah, it's just like
real
wallpaper.
brick.
Yeah.
Like I'm wondering if there's actual texture on the walls or if they just got rid of that completely.
Sure. I don't know. It's a new studio, so who knows what they did. And
right. I keep forgetting it is a whole new studio.
I'm wondering if they have VH1 money as opposed to logo money now.
Oh,
I don't.
probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think that the camera people migrated with the show? Like, do you think Sarge works?
Yes, because it's a WoW Presents production still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So all those people came through. Okay,
right.
good.
So the production company didn't change. It's just where they're recording.
I'm counting on seeing Wintergreen someday again.
Oh my god,
I really want it. So.
I would love to see Wintergreen compete. Anywho, that's besides the point.
Right.
And then they pan real quick to the statues, and they're different.
Oh, I saw.
Well, Vanessa. I mean, clearly at the end of the episode, you see Vanessa like holding the new statue, but I like clocked it before then. I was like,
I did too.
Those are different, which is why they pushed the statues at the end of season.
So you know what's so funny?
Right.
For my last birthday, Josh was researching getting
They're hella
those
expensive.
statues.
They're like
I know. It's funny. We talked about it after the fact, and I was like, "I love you so much," but I would have been so upset if you spent that much money on that. Like that would have been. That's really cool.
Yeah, get the Funko Pop. It's the same thing.
Oh, we have one, but I was just like, "Sweet baby angel, I love that you support me," but like. No, it's okay.
I'd be really jealous if you had a RuPaul statue.
I wouldn't say no to it, but like $300.
Well, if you know how much,
that's like a down payment on a vacation.
I'd pay $50 for that.
You know what I mean? I could probably go $100 even.
Okay, whatever.
Not fucking.
I'll get someone on Etsy to make it for $100.
You know what I'm saying? Shit. Cool.
And then the last thing I noticed is that the stairs that RuPaul takes down doesn't have a railing, and she's gonna die.
My God! Literally the same note. She came down the stairs, and I was like. Oh shit, bitch.
Also,
be careful.
We're not there yet, but RuPaul's wearing sandals in this first scene.
I can't believe you noticed because I noticed too.
I was so distracted. She was talking and Kristen was just watching the episode. I was like, RuPaul is literally wearing sandals right now.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Not with a suit. I don't like that. I don't care who you are.
All right, so let's get to the looks. Let's get to the entrances. First through the door is Miss Eureka O'Hara from season 9. Broken limb. O'Hara walks in. How did you feel about Eureka's entrance?
So it wasn't bad. It was nice to see a familiar face off the bat.
Of course, and we already know Eureka's a great narrator of a scene.
She is.
Yeah, she's a great speaker. So to put her in first, we already have someone to guide us through the next 13 queens.
And I was looking forward to seeing her. I was excited to see her. Her look was fine for me.
I wonder how tall she is.
She's very tall. She had to bend to get in.
I know she had the headpiece on, but that store looked short even without her headpiece. So I was just like,
Cameron had to bend to get into, I think.
Oh, I didn't.
Because I just started to notice it. Like, well, of course, these women are in heels.
Yeah. I think Eureka's makeup looked amazing. I really love it from the shoulders up. I think the bodysuit's kind of plain. Like, all of this bigness, and then it's like,
that's a good point. It didn't, I was going to say it as an overall, it was just fine for
her
me.
silhouette's nice. She has a fire crotch. I don't know if you can count that.
I did not.
She has flames on her crotch.
I did not catch that.
Just saying. But I'm happy to have her back. It was good to see her.
Exactly. I don't know that it mattered what she wore for me because I was just so happy to see her. I liked her in season 9, so it's good that she's returned.
So next is our first new queen of this season is Miss Asia O'Hara.
What did you think?
I think this look is very Bonnie Tyler.
Yes, that's a great comparison.
I wish the hair matched the dress. I felt the hair was very modern mom
Agreed.
instead of 80s mom. If it was like an 80s like crazy.
Fully commit if you're going to have that much fringe.
Yeah, because I like the hair and I like the dress.
But maybe not put together.
Yeah, I don't think this is a stellar your introduction. Because I've looked Asia up whenever we were doing
She's very impressive.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of like this.
And you could tell how she carried herself and how other people reacted to her.
Yeah,
because a deal.
People knew who she was.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I thought I read this online, but then no one talked about it. I'm pretty sure she's related to Fifi O'Hara in the drag world somehow.
Oh, well, that would make sense.
But I mean, like Eureka and Asia have the same last name, but they're not related. But I think Fifi is associated with Asia somehow. And I thought if that's true, they did her a lot of credit. They did her a good thing by not mentioning that to all of us. Yeah, because I know that everyone has some feelings about Fifi. I like whenever. So I don't know if anyone clocked this. So if you did watch them dance down the runway with Sasha.
Yes.
Okay. In that scene, Asia's wearing giant feathers, and she gets Monet exchange in the eye. And then literally Eureka's feathers get Asia in the eye. I'm like, this is going to be a recurring thing on this season is like people getting feathers in the eye.
Who falls off the stage later on in the mini challenge and like smacks Jinx in the face?
That's Aquaria. Yeah. We're not even there yet.
I know. Everybody's getting smashed. It's insane.
I feel like it's been a minute since we've had like a true pageant queen, and that's how everyone's been referring to Asia. So
I didn't take her as the full pageant queen though.
Well, no, also because of the research I've done on her. She has this, I'm pretty sure it's her, she has like the laser outfit, and that is hella impressive if you have the opportunity to see that. Just Google it. Yeah, okay. YouTube that. I think that's all I have for Miss Asia.
So we can move into Miz Cracker.
Salty.
Whom I went into the season with like reservations just because Reddit is a little too excited for her.
Yeah, very excited.
Which concerns me. Like, no offense, everybody who might be active on Reddit. I'm not hating on you. Like,
well, no, anytime a queen's really popular going in, you're like, I don't know.
Well, just for me, because I just don't know how to take that, and I don't want to misinterpret the hype. And I really wanted to go into this season with like a clean slate, clean frame of mind, no pre-judgments. So when Cracker came through, her entrance was very weird to me until Trixie clarified on the All Right Mary interview that she has like this popular YouTube, and that's something directly referencing that.
So I had texted Tiffany last night. I was like,
I fell asleep, did not watch that.
Oh,
by the way.
I'm
awful.
So I told her, so Miz does Review with a Jew, and she reviews seasons. I don't know how long she's been doing the review.
It sounds like it's been kind of a long time.
I watched some of her All Stars 3 stuff after she was announced. So I was like, oh, let's see what she's all about. I didn't read a ton of like, I felt the same way. I was like, I don't get the...
it was like clearly something, but...
if you don't already follow Miz and you are into her, follow her YouTube channel. She's doing reviews of Review with a Jew for season 10, and that bitch has 2 journals worth of shit to talk about. And so in 2 weeks, she wrote 2 journals worth of material about what happened in that workroom. So that's going to be the tea.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So back to her look, at least.
I love the dress. I think it's super cute.
And the details on it are beautiful. For me, I loved the glitter material, and I liked the shape of the dress with the hair, which I mentioned.
She gets her silhouette right so far.
Right. So, like, the hair loaf
I don't
didn't bother me.
That's not a hair loaf.
Was it just like a big updo?
To me, it was a bun. I thought it was just a huge bun.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason I don't mind it is because she had hair on the top of her head that went up into it.
So it was just a true updo.
Because, Eureka O'Hara loves a good loaf.
She does I don't know that I like the loaf.
She does to me what a loaf is like you set it on the top of your head and then you just do that dark spray on your scalp and like that's all you do.
Right, and
this seemed like more effort than that. I don't know.
Right, and I really, really liked it with the dress. And I thought that her makeup was good.
I love Asia's response to her name. She's like, this bitch is gonna need a nickname.
It's pretty good.
And then I just loved Eureka not knowing where Harlem is. She was like, where's Harlem?
Where's that? What
She's like, is that a state?
Sweet baby angel.
She literally asked if that was a state. Anything else on Miz Cracker?
Nope.
So then we have Yuha. Hamasaki, if you want us to say it all.
If she's nasty.
I think she looks really cute. Guys, I don't know if you guys have heard this before, but if it's going to be a trend that's all going to be, like, Asian-inspired, which, based on her runway, it doesn't seem like it's going to be, I'll have issues with it. I'm glad we can call back to this every now and then, but I don't want a Cameroon situation on my hands where it's just, like, that's it.
Constant tie-in to everything.
Yeah.
I liked her look. It was pulled together just right. She seems really funny.
Yeah, I like her. Except something that happens on later in the episode. I had a moment where I was like...
Whatever she said when she walked in wasn't particularly funny. She was like put the umbrella up. Yeah. But she's really cute. I just like how she delivers.
Yeah, she's like, hi, gay people! And then runs over with her arms up. I think that's so adorable.
And she was throwing some shade, but it was like very fun.
Oh, yeah. She was very... I liked the shade that she was throwing.
It wasn't... That's fine by me.
Yeah, I think she paints like Bianca. Like they have the same realm.
Like around the eyes, maybe?
That bitch has at least 5 lashes on her top lash. You can tell from like...
God bless, because I can't even hang with one pair.
Oh, it's easier to put on 5 lashes than one. And I know that because I've done both.
There's less accuracy. I'll have to try
There's less accuracy with 5 than there is with 1. So I love her face. She is... Because, like, it reminds me of Bianca. So I'm very into that. And she does have very nice teeth, which Bianca did, too. So
my God, they did.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's adorable out of drag. I know we're not...
Oh, my God. As Trixie said, that's a woman.
She is. I think she's fishier out of drag than she is.
It's intense.
Gorgeous. I know she identifies as a male because they
But I would love to be that beautiful.
Yeah,
I am.
I was just like, without makeup, I was like, you can't look that good without makeup. That's not fair. What's your skincare regimen, girl? Get at me because I need it.
Put it out, make it available.
Yes, please.
Moving into Blair.
There was, I don't know. I wrote down some interactions too because I thought those were important. I like when Cracker's like, I always thought you were Japanese. And she's like, you're not a real woman either. Yeah. And I was like, okay, girl. And then I love when Asia's like, says her name and she was like, oh, I thought I was the Asian. And she was like, Asia. I feel like there's a lot of like racial, like not racial tension, but it's getting brought up a lot more than it has in the past.
Which makes sense given where we're at right now. But I also feel like the tone overall of this episode was pretty...
It was up.
The energy was up. It was lighthearted.
These queens were reading each other, but not doing it in a nasty way.
Not being gross.
I don't think any queen got like nasty music when they entered. It was all very nice. Like, the editors did everyone...
Justice, at least.
Yeah, no one got like a nasty edit this episode, I don't think.
I agree.
So next is Miss Blair St. Clair.
Blair St. Clair.
I don't like this.
I just don't.
I really don't
So here's my thing.
Okay, I'm ready.
There's clearly a dress underneath of it, and she shows it later in the mini challenge.
She does.
So I'm wondering why she kept it on for the entrance. Is it just like not knowing what to do with it? Like, just throw your coat off to the side.
To me,
wouldn't have that been more fun? Or like, why didn't you have like a hat and sunglasses on, and then you're like, I've arrived, and then you like take it off and throw them? Or that'd been very that girl. You just like throw your hat up.
Come in with a map and like run in and be like, I've arrived, you know, or something like
Right.
that. Because if we're going to go with this Broadway ingenue, I need commitment more than I'm getting already.
I agree.
But I wrote that I wish this was a reveal, and then we do get the dress later. I don't like the shoes. Those shoes do not go with that jacket. I think she thought they were the same, like, cream color. They are not. And then, no, honey, they didn't go. And it really, and I was distracted. And clearly after this episode, Blair St. Clair is going to be someone who's around a minute. And I'm, you know, I don't know how I feel about that because I'm not buying it, Gia. I'm not getting something it's missing for me.
I will say she is, you can sense an eagerness about her, but it's not conniving. It's just like genuine excitement, which I'm into. It's just like I really, really, really. She's so excited to be like, I'm the Indiana queen. I'm the first one.
Yes. I'm like here to represent my state of drag. So
I'm here for that.
I don't hate her. She's not appealing to me yet. Whatever she's selling, I'm just not buying. But I think she's sweet. I think she's nice. Whatever.
We'll see.
Yeah. She could potentially be interesting. She could really shock me. I think somewhere down the line.
That's what I'm sort of waiting to see what else happens at this point.
Next into the room.
As Tom puts his hand up to his heart.
I like put my hand on my chest. Miss Monet Exchange, who I am buying.
Yes.
I am buying what
I was going to say.
Monet Exchange is asking for my money and I'm giving it.
It's like, here.
What's the exchange rate, bitch? Because I am here for it. I love this Rosie the Riveter vibe.
That was awesome.
I love that there was a reveal. And then I was reading around. I think she's the first queen to do a reveal upon her entrance.
Wow.
Yeah, like she's the first queen who's like done a 2-in-1. Or I know that like Ginger took off her jacket and spun around in All Stars 2, but not the same thing.
Yeah.
So Monet talks about how she's single, and I'm Monet. If you're looking for a doughy white dude and you're listening to our podcast, call me. Slide into our DMs, or Hot Mess Tom is a better way to get in touch with me on any social media. YouTube, Instagram,
Hit
Twitter.
our boy up.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
He is so cute out of drag to me, and his beautiful lilac glasses.
She's adorable. I can't tell if she needs the glasses or not. She's wearing glasses in a lot of scenes, so I assume they're real. They're prescription.
That's what I figured, but
I'm into it. But so they talk later at the table once she's entered. They're like, what kind of drag do you do? She keeps it real. She's like, I do some things. Like, she's not very clear about like what she's capable of.
I like that.
I appreciate that. Like, Monet's here to play, but she's gonna play nice. She's like,
I don't feel the need to try to stunt on you or say some shit. I'm just going to say I do some things and we're going to keep it moving. And I'll show you as we make our way through this experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, should we move on to the next queen?
Yeah, that's Cameron.
Do you want to go first or would you like me?
I would say I wasn't completely underwhelmed. I will say that I feel like she would have benefited from some titties or different hair. One or the other.
Yeah.
The hair was very flat, which like was a weird lead into the dress, which I did like, and I liked the harness.
I didn't like the harness.
See, I'm fine with it. It doesn't matter to me, but I feel like for me personally, obviously, this is just like strictly opinion, but it needs to be adjusted in one way or the other for me, and then it would have made it overall more pleasing.
So, first impressions of Cameron, I thought her tagline was very clever.
That's what I was going to say. I liked
she auditioned for the pit crew, but she made it on this instead.
And even her short bio after like her talking head, I really liked.
Yeah, Cameron's giving great head to me so far. I think she appears.
Okay.
First of all, she's a very handsome man. We can see it, and that has nothing to do with how I'm gonna like talk about her. But beyond that, she's very handsome, and it's not going to her head. She seems very
they were
down
making
to
a big
earth.
deal about her,
and she was just kind of laughed it off.
She was just like, "Oh, okay."
She was like, "Okay," as she continues to unpack.
I don't know that she was ready for all that attention all at once. It was funny.
But I love that Miz was thirst following Cameron before they started recording the show.
I love that.
She was
love
just
how
like, "You're
honest.
so beautiful as a man, as a woman."
Yes.
I'm here for it.
I liked a lot of them said that to each other. I feel like, oh, I know who you are. Oh, I followed you. Oh, I've worked with you.
Well, now it's to the point,
which is really cool.
To me, I think your social media branding has a lot to do with if you make it on the show or not.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. It's just a sign of the times.
It's true. Yeah, that's true.
Really.
And they have done social media contests for queens to get on the show in the past too. So it seems to be a relevant thing. Anything else on Cameron?
I would say no. So that brings us to Mayhem.
Okay.
What were you into? What did you like or not like?
As far as her look goes, I think it's really good. I'm gonna have issues with her wig line if we keep that up.
Yeah, I didn't love the wig this time.
I liked how big it was, but it started really far back, and I was just like, I'm having flashbacks to Kennedy wig lines, and I'm like, no, we just got rid of her. Like, we need to move on to something new. I am very impressed with her resume coming into this.
Yes.
It's quite intense. Detox, Delta, Raven. Morgan. And well, I guess she mentioned like she works with Raven a lot because she's a LA queen. She's a Hollywood queen. So
right.
That's impressive. She is gorgeous. She paints well. So there was one note I had that I thought was important to discuss. There's a reason they kept her off the show until this season, and I need to know what it is. Ooh. And it's not because it's been discussed in the past where, like, they held on to Alaska until season 5. They were, like, didn't want to put her on a season before that because they didn't think she would do well. So they put Sharon on season 4 so they could put someone like Alaska and Jinx on the following season. So America's going to be more open to this alternative forms of drag.
That's super interesting.
So I think it's interesting that we're bringing this highly reputable drag queen onto season 10.
Yeah, I mean, everybody had something to say about her.
She's auditioned every season since season 1. Everyone knew who she was already. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen with her. Very interesting. Curious. Do you have any different thoughts on Mayhem?
No, I mean, you covered it pretty thoroughly for me. I will say that I feel like the opulence turned me out. I liked the dress a lot.
Yeah.
She did it for me. I didn't love whatever she said when she walked in, but I didn't care.
You know what? These taglines at the beginning, unless they're really good, I don't.
I was like, this is fine, but whatever. You're beautiful, so we're good. So next is Calorie. I don't really have anything to say. If you want to get into how basic she looks, I feel like it speaks for itself. It's not good.
Okay, so her look is polarizing to me. I have so many issues with her already, and I'm trying really hard to have an open mind to her, but I'm like kind of done with her already. But I'm gonna try to be as fair as I can. First of all, you wore a sheer white whatever bodysuit over top of black undergarments. What the hell are you doing, and why are you acting so new? Now, if I saw you in a club with that, I wouldn't give a shit because we're in a club, we're having a good time. But you are on RuPaul's Drag Race. Season 10. So
Season 10.
My expectations for a drag race queen are a lot different than a local queen.
In the social media age, where you know what to do, what not to do.
Now, bitch, you can paint your face all day because it looks good. Your face is
She's
painted.
very pretty.
She's gorgeous. She wants to be the big and juicy queen, which I've mentioned on our Meet the Queens. I'm like, you're fighting against Eureka as far as body positivity, so that's gonna be a hard go because
she is in fact thicker than a Snicker, which I do appreciate, but like.
Yeah, she's a full-bodied queen.
We gotta take it somewhere else. It can't just be that because we've got a lot of body already.
Yeah,
like,
I hate the boots. I hate those boots.
I didn't understand that.
No, I'm not into it. Nothing went. Everything seemed like an afterthought to me.
A single piece.
Also, since you're a thicker queen, I don't think you can do flat hair. You're gonna need bigger hair than that to balance out your proportions. But
that makes a lot of sense.
She seems to really like flat hair, as so far we've seen. Her hair has been.
I hope that changes.
Yeah. So why wasn't your shapewear white? I don't know. I'm not feeling Miss Kardashian.
No, thank you, ma'am.
Shall we move on?
Yes.
So next is Miss Monique, Queen of Hearts Heart. Her tagline was a lot. The ooh ooh ah 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 bala bala bing bang dance.
Such and such and so and so.
So whenever we saw the photo, I really didn't like this outfit, but once I saw it in motion, I was like, oh,
it was better. It makes much
more
was better
sense.
Moving.
She can paint her face.
She sure can.
So I had like levels with her throughout this whole episode. Her talking heads I really like sometimes, and then sometimes I really don't like them. So I feel like she's gonna be really polarizing for me all season, but she seems very talented so far. Her face though, when Cracker says her name, is the best. Like Asia's was good.
So funny. She's so expressive.
Yeah, she wears cards later, but she does not have a poker face.
Not at all.
Just.
She is.
But she's just feeling her oats, and I appreciate. She came in hella confident, which
Oh,
I can
yes.
appreciate.
And I was here for that.
Yeah.
The voguing,
Yes.
the dancing. I was like, okay, girl.
Yeah. So is that all on movie?
Yeah, loved her energy. It was great.
So next up is a Dusty Ray Bottoms. Dusty Ray Bottoms.
I think I love the idea of Dusty more than I love Dusty in practice just yet.
Yes, seconded.
So I like the idea of a signature makeup look.
Mm-hmm.
I like that she seems a little off the beaten path drag-wise.
Yeah.
But I didn't fully love her entrance look. There was just something, maybe it was just like the fact that it's just like a t-shirt.
Yeah, well, when we discussed Dusty in our Meet the Queens episode, I was like, I checked her out on social media to like do a deep dive on her. And there's something, there's always something just a little bit off. And not like off in an interesting
like
way.
Fun
We're just
way,
like,
sure.
Yeah, it's just kind of off. And we've discussed this. I know Adore has a lot of fans, but like current Adore, I don't get it. But I think there's a way to be like this chic. Like, I think Acid Betty, as far as looks, is that off-brand, like, what is she doing? I don't understand this, but it always looked so good. It always felt finished. It felt finished. I think that's my difference. There you go. Because
that sounds good.
Because to me, it looked like Dusty stuck her hand in her wig basket, stuck her hand in her closet, picked out a top, picked out a bottom, and then picked out a bra. And she's like, it's an outfit. And put on some, like, Doc Marten high heels. Like, that's what it felt like to me.
I agree with all of that.
So, like, I liked the headband in her hair.
Like I said, conceptually, like, on some level, it's fine. She had all of the colors that were in my favorite childhood bicycle, which I always notice and I appreciate because it just, like, I don't know what it is. It's a very visceral thing, but I'm like, ooh, pink and black. Okay.
I will say I really love the 212 earrings. I was here for them.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, there were little things about it that I liked, and I don't even dislike her makeup, which I know we're going to probably get into later. Like, I'm fine with it, but maybe, like, before you get to the very end, take 2 steps back and then don't do it, and then just finish there. And maybe that would be better.
Yeah, we'll discuss the makeup later.
You know what I mean?
I have some
like, it's just the same thing about being finished, I think.
Yeah.
Fully applies head to toe.
But boy, Dusty. Out of drag Dusty. Ooh.
She looks like Beaker from the Muppets.
I think she's an attractive man.
Somebody said Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons.
I don't know what that means. I've never watched The Simpsons. I know. Everyone's just shocked.
I don't even really watch it either.
Yeah.
And I feel like I stole that joke from somebody, but...
I never had that phase. I never went through my Simpsons phase.
Me neither, not really, but he does. Just trust me when I say he does.
Anyway.
He's not ugly, but he just has, like, a very specific look.
I know,
for sure.
I'm buying that look. I'm buying boy drag Dusty Ray Bottoms.
If you're Dusty Ray Bottoms of Monet Exchange, and you check out a Hot Mess Tom on YouTube, or any of his social media.
Or Cameron,
or Cameron. I mean, really, any of y'all.
Now, like I said, my impressions of them out of drag has nothing to do with how I feel about them in drag. I just need
but just as an individual.
As someone who's been single for 27 years, it's
we're just saying.
These are thoughts I'm gonna have.
Come through my window.
I mean, you guys heard me talk about milk last season, so you guys know. You guys know the tea.
Come on. Anyway.
So then let's go to the Vixen. So many queens with just some feelings.
So I like bold choices. I like the commitment into it, right? Because it's like, it's a choice.
Yeah. Well, I like this a lot in theory.
Exactly.
I love this hometown pride we're going for.
I don't like it in
motion. But we didn't need to put all of the things through. If we just did like a bean look, or we did the skyline and committed to that as your look, because the Chicago skyline is distinct enough.
It is.
Or if we just did a flag, just use the flag pattern as like our inspiration. It was a bunch of felt cutouts she bought in the airport from O'Hare to LA and glued them on things. It definitely seemed like an afterthought. Definitely didn't seem like I don't know. It just didn't seem planned. I liked the skirt, how it was the Chicago skyline upside down, because it was reflecting into Lake Michigan. I got you, Vixen. I understood what was happening, but I'm not here for this look.
Again, the word finished comes to mind.
Yeah.
Because it was just like...
But, like, there was a... Like,
it fell apart as soon as she started to move
because like
too
she
much.
she has the bull horns on, but then her hair is red, which is the color of the bull's jersey. Like there was thought.
No, and I got that. I'm fully here. I didn't
So,
miss the Bulls in the 90s.
Yeah.
I know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, we all know who Michael Jordan is.
But I don't like
her. I did not like.
Say it.
She's here to fight, and I did not.
Did not like that, and I didn't like the socks with the sandals either.
With jelly sparkly sandals.
Girl, what the fuck? I was so mad.
You should have worn like one of those like.
Literally anything.
No. I have a distinct vision.
Anything would have been better for me.
Sneaker high heels.
Ooh,
would have looked really good and made more sense with what was going.
I always wanted a pair of those. Like they were so popular.
Like the Dela wedge,
point.
when she was Goth Kitty. Something like that would have made more sense at the bottom.
Yeah, no, I was not with that. I was like, what the fuck is this junior high bullshit?
Yeah.
Take it somewhere else.
I don't know who said this, but someone says, I bet she's a Taurus, and I died. I died. Who was that? Someone, kind of fun of the fairy berries, could help me out and let me know who said that, because they need props for that one. So, I like that she's a political queen. That's
fine.
Oh, I love that. I'm living for that.
Bold choices. I'm here for it.
Yeah, if she was like, my drag is like political drag, I'm here for that. Let's fight. Let's
fuck it up.
Let's fight for that.
And I liked the point that she made, like, everybody was like so nice on season 9 and just like very, very tried to make as little impact as possible, like in almost always. So, I mean, I'm fine with, like, being willing to toss it up.
But this season of personalities is already big.
Right. You don't need to, again, it's like the heavy-handed production. Like, I don't need you. Just let it happen.
Yeah.
Because it's going to happen.
But I like Vixen's talking heads. She seems very calm, cool, and collected. She was like, I'm the Vixen, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, why is this... I get that some people in drag have like a different, it's like a
persona,
different
take
thing.
on a different character, etc. I don't know. I'm so undecided because the Untucked really.
Well, we'll get.
Yeah, so it was weird going through and watching the episode again because I was like,
right, because when you get to the end and you already have, when you start over and you have opinions about them, it's a lot different watching it.
Yeah, it sure is. So then, next is my sweet baby angel, Vanessa Mateo.
God, she just makes me smile.
I love her.
I didn't really like the look. I didn't like the look, but I liked Vanessa.
It. I don't know if it's just I liked the look or I just like her enough for it. Like, it didn't really matter as much to me.
Yeah. I just love that she sounds like my uncle who just smoked a pack of cigarettes. You know, that's just how she sounds. It's very gruff.
It's so fun.
And she has so much personality.
She really does.
I know that it's a bunch of, like, drag queens in the room, but, like, if you have the most personality out of all of the drag queens, I'm like, you have something special. Like, she has that charisma.
She is very, very special, and I liked her when she, like, walked past the entrance of the workroom and then, like, doubled back. She was, like, stomping it the fuck out.
So, I don't think that Vanessa patted. So, I don't mind that you don't.
Really?
It didn't look like she definitely wasn't padded on top.
No,
I don't think she padded her hips either. It looked very... boy in swimsuit. But that I realized that women can have bodies similar to this, so it's not like a read for that. But it still reads it doesn't read as feminine as I think I need it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I know that she put this exoskeleton over her to give her the shape of a woman because it had the hips.
Mm-hmm. It sure did.
Yeah, and I don't know. Just something was missing. I think it was, and maybe it was because it was all gold. I don't know. There was something.
Maybe there wasn't enough contrast.
Yeah, I don't know. It got lost in the mix for me.
Okay, that makes sense. I got you.
I love whenever Miz was like, who is Alexis Mateo? Because if you don't know, Alexis Mateo is her drag mother. But I texted Tiffany, I was like, please put ghetto but eloquence on my tombstone because that cracked me up.
It's so good.
Should we get on to Aquaria?
Yeah, I guess. Listen.
She needs to stop moving her head in her talking head. Someone tweeted, it's like the Vine where the girl's like tilting her head back.
Yo, listen. If we're gonna ever make this statement, no. I'm gonna make it first.
Okay, you can be.
I am Team Cracker. If it's gonna come down to that,
okay. Well, let's discuss that let's get to that before we...
I mean, I'm just throwing it out there right now.
Well,
because I'm not here for her
it's going to be 2 seconds before we get to where it gets brought up.
I don't like her attitude either. I don't like any of it.
She needs to stop moving her head in her talking heads.
I don't like her turtleneck.
Well, whatever. We're going to have to look at it for
I don't like her haircut.
a lot of episodes, I'm assuming.
I don't like her eyebrows.
So I like her entrance look. Because it's very 80s punk rock inspired, and I get it. I don't care that she just put a belt on her titties and she was like, that's enough. But I like the red. I think it's fiery. I think Aquaria is mostly a blonde queen, so it was cool to see her come in as like something different from her regular aesthetic.
I like that you could see the sides of her head is shaved. I like the wig, maybe.
I like how big it is. Like I said, I'm trying to stay in the middle while I talk about the actual things that can't be biased about, but I don't like Aquaria as a person either. So she walks in and
my feelings for the person colors when I think of their looks. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know if you could tell yet. So
Monet is like, they have a rivalry in New York City because they're both blonde, very thin queens. And I can see whenever they're painted similarly, but like that's gonna happen. But
right.
And we'll discuss that later on in the episode.
Fine. But we already know how I feel.
Yeah, I know. So
I just want to make sure
I'm having flashbacks to Alyssa versus Coco. So these two are definitely going to lip sync against each other at some point. So
whatever.
That'll be interesting.
So anyway, does she already have herses?
So, well, I just wanted to say, I don't know if Miz has auditioned before this season, but I bet they were waiting for Aquaria to be 21 and audition before they cast her so they could have these two on the same season. That's what I was assuming.
They knew. Oh, you know what, though? This is a good point to bring this up. I have this note shortly thereafter. Mm-hmm. But, so there's 5 New York queens.
Yes.
Right? So, Bob was from New York.
Right.
Was Sasha also from New York?
She's Brooklyn, yeah.
So, are they rightly going to let another New York queen win?
Okay, so if we think back at least to season 8, there was no Bob was going to win from episode 1, right. You know. Sasha was a different story because the Shea Coulee of it all happened, and so that kind of tinted whether or not she should win. But I think there are...
Is it truly anybody's race this time?
I mean, I think all of the New York queens are viable options for winners so far as we've seen.
I agree.
Yeah, so
I was just wondering, you know, because that's like a good portion.
Well, it's definitely not going to be a queen from New Mexico.
Oh, shade. Damn.
I will say the New York queens got a lot of airtime. We all know that Dusty Ray Bottoms was not going to win because the editors were trying to paint her like a fool.
A little bit.
They are.
She was coming off very kooky to me, and I was like, I don't think you're that kooky, though.
Right, I think that's the problem.
Like maybe goofy, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. So,
but anyway,
we get to that. She already done had hers.
She's got it.
I feel like we didn't have those during All Stars 3, did we?
No, not really, because they didn't really have many challenges.
So, whoever wrote this video thing that RuPaul said,
genius.
Give her an Emmy right now.
She deserves it.
No.
Buy her a boat.
I'm so mad that it happened, but I'm so happy it happened.
I shouldn't assume it's a girl.
Well, I said she just because I was like, we're queening out.
I just assume it's a girl.
Give her the Emmy.
Give it.
So we're on season 10, 10s across the board, darling. And we're having a mini challenge. Yay. Whew. We haven't had a mini challenge, like a legit season mini challenge, and I feel like
so long,
and like a good one.
This is a good one. This one's fun.
So the mini challenge was essentially they had to work the runway with 10 seasons worth of alumni from RuPaul's Drag Race. Now I don't want to get into the alumni and how they look because then our episode would literally be 5 hours long.
No, we can't do that. So we can't talk about the queen's looks because that'll take 12,000 years, and I agree, but most of them looked lovely, and I liked the variety, whether that was just availability or what, but it was really fun to see these faces.
Yeah, and it was nice to see a couple queens who were eliminated first. We had James and Pork Chop. They were both there.
I love Pork Chop.
There was Angina, so there was some season 1 representation.
I'm all for it.
I love that. So first up is Miss Eureka O'Hara.
Yes, honey.
And I loved her talking head. She was, I don't know, it was something about, like, basically her asshole eating her dick. Like,
yep.
She was like,
oh no. Wait, we missed RuPaul's sandals.
Oh, I feel like we covered those.
Okay.
Did you want to talght about
Wait,
them?
did you like them or no?
No.
Okay, good. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, no.
I just need a confirmation because that fucked me up.
No, because it distracted me. There's a lot of things whenever something happens, I'm just distracted by it.
Thanks. Okay, so we can go back to Eureka now. I just needed confirmation.
Yeah, I felt bad for Eureka because that was weak.
It wasn't great.
She looked nervous.
She was very nervous. Yeah. She did what she could, but you could tell she was fucking shook. Her heel got caught on the floor, which is how she fell, yeah. Because I was paying attention, so I was like, you're gonna fall. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's sad. It was sad to see Eureka. That was her, first. Yeah. And then Mayhem was up and she vogued the house down.
Sure did.
She sure did.
Love that cartwheel.
Oh my God, in a floor-length gown.
As Trixie said, I couldn't have 4 people operating my limbs and do that. Same.
Yeah, no.
Same all the way, so I relate heavily.
Miz comes out and she's just she's living her life.
I loved this. Her earring pops off. She grabs the other one. She's like, okay, no earrings then. I was loving it. And then when Bob saw her.
That's my baby! That's my baby!
I died. That made me so happy.
Yeah, it was so funny.
It was so good. Into it. Asia and her fringe moment.
I was like, you keep going while I'm drinking.
I know. I didn't want to talk over you. Asia,
don't talk over me drinking.
Oh yeah, I guess I could talk over that. Sorry guys, we're having a beverage, and I'm on medicine, so this is working real good for me right now. Feeling very, very excited to be here and happy to talk about Asia and her fringe. So this had a moment for me once it was in motion. I liked it.
I mean,
much
fringe
better.
Is always better when it's in motion.
Yeah, it was fun for me once she was turning it out, and she was like, I mean business because I got my fringe on. I was like, okay, girl.
I liked her zombie walk realness. I appreciated that broken body,
the broken legs.
Yeah, I like that a lot. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, Asia was kind of boring, you know. And
compared to the next person.
Well, so Calorie, it's impressive. You can twerk, and I get it, but we cannot do that.
She didn't do anything else. She just stood there and shook her butt.
And then she did a split.
Yeah.
Which we will then see again.
I always appreciate when the queens give a split. Because I can't do that shit no more. That's amazing. And technically, I'm built to split better than these folk.
I mean, I'm not...
You know what I mean? That's awesome.
I'm not mad at a split, but she didn't really do much more.
But she didn't do anything else. Right. So, the end of Kitty Girls, I live when Kennedy did her split. Oh, yeah. Because I was perfect.
But we also saw Kennedy do a full-on dance production prior to that.
So good. A well-placed split I will take.
Yeah.
This I will not. No thanks.
And then...
Monique.
It
was good. She's always good in motion. She does a lot of voguing. She's really good.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to read my note, and I figured out what I meant by it. I wrote that I feel like she did more than they showed. So they cut her really short, and they only showed her in this one section. I'm 100% sure Monique did way more than what they showed.
I wonder if they'll release unedited.
I don't know. I didn't see any
Wouldn't
clips.
That be fun, though?
I've watched the Whatcha Packin' and the after show, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
I would like to see that.
And then we had Miss Vixen. The outfit didn't last very long, did it? Sure didn't.
No.
I just love Juju saying, "How clue that shit."
I know, that was great.
She was a mess. I don't really know how she did. I was so distracted by the outfit falling apart.
Yeah, that was messy for me.
Yeah.
And not in a good way.
Dusty was okay, I guess.
Trixie's talking head was my favorite part.
What did she say during Dusty's? Or during Vixen?
So no, Dusty came out.
Mm-hmm.
And so Dusty was being weird and ripping her shirt, and Trixie was going like this, with her. You guys can't see me, but I'm moving my hands from left to right.
Uh-huh.
And Trixie's going, yes! That was my favorite part of Dusty for me. Unfortunately. I'm sorry. Obviously, me being who I am and my biases, but I just didn't. She was acting like she was scared and she didn't know where she was going, and
No, it just looked confused.
It wasn't very Michael Jackson's Thriller for me. It was just I've missed my meds and I don't know where I'm at for me, so.
And then Yuhua, I loved her little half cartwheel. She just was
so good.
I like how she was everyone's gonna know I'm kooky.
Right.
So, and her chopsticks.
I may not be able to do this.
It was hers was so silly, and I thought it was well thought out silly.
Exactly.
Where she was like, maybe I can't Vogue, maybe I can't do this, but I'm going to show you what.
But I
my
got
brand.
something.
She showed us who she was. And then I love when Vanessa takes off her skeleton and Kim just puts it over her head and starts leading back
I
and forth.
fucking love Kim Chi, and I was glad to see her so much in this episode.
Yeah, Kim Chi was... I was living for that moment.
She's
where she
so
just
funny.
It's just when she leans back and forth, she's just getting her life.
So precious.
But, I mean, Vanessa really stomped it out on this.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
I really am.
And then Cameron came out, and she moved better
She
than
surprised me.
She moved better than I expected.
I didn't know what I
For
expected,
someone-
but not that.
For someone so muscular to be able to do a straddle split is very impressive, because she went all the way down. Because most of the queens don't do their splits that way. Everyone does
they do
one foot in front of the other.
Yes.
But she did hers straddle, and whoa. Like, for her, someone who works out that much, she must do yoga or something too, because that's impressive.
I was like, okay.
And then Monet, she comes up and does the triple dip.
Oh my God.
When she like points and does it 3 times, I was
Bam.
my thumb was up in the air. I was snapping.
So
I was
good.
like, that bitch.
If you can make me laugh and you know how to move,
Yeah.
you're gonna always get it from me, because that's great.
Blair was serving white middle-aged woman.
Yeah.
It was...
She was sure there. She sure walked and took off her jacket.
She sure
She
showed
was
up.
there. She sure was there.
She came to the party.
Sweet baby. She
didn't-
was there.
No one saw her come to the party, but she did.
Nope. She was there.
And then Aquaria falls onto Jinx Monsoon, and this is
Amazing.
Trixie's quote. Roxy Andrews is at a gay bar and just jumped out of her seat clapping because you just slapped Jinx.
Someone finally slapped her. Yep. I died.
And I thought Aquaria would move better than she did.
Yeah, she didn't do anything.
I don't know. It was
and that's not even me being in my feelings about it. She just didn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't know. So then we go back into the workroom, and they're all de-dragging in front of each other for their first time. So first thing that happens is Yuha. It's just Yuha. I don't need to do the hua.
I think it's like a soft.
It's Yuha.
Yuha.
Sorry, I'm not gonna.
It's fine. I think it's okay.
Yuha.
She would forgive us. I think.
I'm gonna go with Yuha because that's what RuPaul was saying, and she hasn't corrected RuPaul. Not that I think she would.
No one's gonna.
Yeah, but we're gonna go with Yuha.
Either way.
She turns to the Black Queens and she's like, "Which one are you?" And I'm just
no,
like,
honey.
And I was like,
"Honey, no."
I was cringing really bad. And the first person I thought of was Kirsten, my friend Kirsten. I could just hear. She does this thing where she screams, but like doesn't open her mouth, and I'm like, Kirsten is absolutely doing
Screaming.
this. Yeah.
Oh man, that was so bad, girl. Come on, just wait until somebody says somebody's name.
Or like you could just go up to every queen and be like, "Wait, who were you in
What
drag?"
was your name?
Yeah, just be.
Or what would you want me to call you? Do you want me to call you by your drag name?
Yeah.
Like, don't fucking do that.
That's another thing. Like on Drag Race, they call each other.
Do they only call each other by their
I think so
their
because
drag names? Okay,
I had
wasn't
read that
sure.
somewhere where Raven, well, if she's not in drag, you call her by her boy name. You don't call her Raven.
Okay.
So that's I think it's all personal preference, but I think for the show's sake, they call each other by their drag
Which makes
name.
sense. I was just, you know what I mean? Find another way. And also don't say, like, which one are you?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, they're not cats.
Beyond,
You know what
and I realize that you're kind of confused because you just met 13 people.
Which is
Right.
a lot of people.
Right. But also, if you're going to mess up the queens, I feel like maybe Asia, Monet, and like Mayhem might be harder to tell out of drag. But like Vixen's teensy.
Oh my God.
Vixen is teeny tiny. Right? I'm not wrong.
No, you're correct.
So, but I would just be like, "Hey, I forgot your name." There's so many ways to get around this. Like, I just met you. Like, what's your name?
Don't say
again?
that.
Yeah.
I was that was so cringy.
It just was cringy.
Even Josh was like, that's kind of racist. I was like, I don't know if it's like, I guess that's inherent.
There was already a whole article written about this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so
I mean, you
posted
be
it
mad.
on her Instagram, and she was just like, I was meeting all these people outside of drag, and like, who knows how it actually went down? No,
sure, it could have been.
I feel like if it was a real issue, the Black Queens would have actually come for her.
I agree.
Yeah, so they all kind of laughed it off. So I feel like I think for now, that's what we should all do too. Like the black
Leave
queens left
it.
out. If someone gets also, the person who wrote the article is also a white gay man. So I'm just like, you're not coming from the perspective.
Yeah,
so,
it's hard and we're not judge and jury either.
Right, for sure.
But it just definitely was like...
It did not feel good what you did.
Just from like a social standpoint and needing to interact with other human beings.
I'm sure there's going to be...
Maybe find another way.
Yeah, there's going to be a nuance episode on All Right Mary where they'll
talk about it much better.
So check that out, whenever that drops.
Whenever that drops,
go check that out.
Hey, you know what? Just listen to All Right Mary.
Yeah.
If you guys also listen to them.
Yeah, well, yes. We'll
truly.
Yeah, we're both great. We both really go hand in hand, so as well as Squirrel Friends if you're not listening.
I mean, don't stop listening to us.
Right.
But definitely also listen to them.
If you're like into social justice warrior, you should check out All Right Mary, because
if you want to learn something,
because they're eloquent and we are.
Oh my god. Truly though too.
Yeah.
I feel like they've made me a better Drag Race fan because I'm learning something. And I'm learning how to like better, like another lens to apply to the show. Mm-hmm. Really and truly. So like if you're just in it for the entertainment, like we're good for that, I think. Yeah. We don't really get like too heavy with it.
If we feel like we have to, we will.
But All Right Mary takes it there always. And it's so good. So for sure. Anyway. Anyway.
I'm going to have an issue with Dusty if she can't get all of her makeup off.
I noticed that. It drove me crazy.
And I realized you're putting eyeshadow on your face to make your face herpes, whatever you're doing with your face. You have to get it all off because it's distracting me because your face had a pink tint the whole episode.
It wasn't good.
And it wasn't because your face is red. It was because
it was literally hot pink still. Yes.
So I have issues.
It's not good for your skin.
No, I had issues with that. But I know that bothered probably no one but me. It was...
No, I noticed it, and I kept noticing it. It was not good.
So Calorie's reaction to Cameron out of drag, she's just like, oh my god. And Cameron's like, what? And she's just like, bah. And I was like, that's literally me. In my head, I would have been screaming. I'd be like, Roo!
Internal screaming.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said anything, but there would have been a shot of me just panning across the room as he walked. I'd be like, no.
You know what's super funny?
What?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I don't really care about muscly people.
I
don't care. You know what I always think of when I see muscly people? I'm always like, wow, your time and dedication. I can't imagine the disciplined life that you lead to look like that. And I'm like, good for you. But like muscles for me from like an attraction standpoint, I'm like, that's nice. The tattoos are like more compelling.
Oh, it's
but
all
like muscles don't fucking do it for me.
It's like the
It's like the whole package.
A muscle guy with a neck tattoo can get it anytime from
Hot take.
Anytime from me.
Sophie out there.
Cameron Michaels.
Taking applications for Tom.
But I'm not going to be mad at Cameron Michaels in the workroom. That's all I'm saying, you know? Is there anything else you want to talk about before we get into the Maxi Challenge?
Nope, let's get into it. And I love this Maxi Challenge.
So I have a question. Are we going to do all callback?
I wouldn't be fucking mad. I would be A-OK. And then like every once in a while, change it up. Make it like, throw in like a different element. But you're like, oh, this thing from season 5, we're going to do the candy ball. But yada, yada, yada. Like that would be fun. I'm into that. That'd be great. You know what else too? I was so excited to see the pit crew because I don't want them to censor the show too much just because it's on VH1. There's like a certain brand of humor and certain themes that are a part of the show that I think are super important, and I don't want those to go away. I understand we can't talk about like dicks up people's butts like in a very overt, like we literally can't say that. But, like, that's a part of the fun is, like, that humor.
Well, here's the tea. This is a show for gay people made by gay people. But, like, the campiness of the pit crew is important to the show because it's campy. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Like, I don't need... Well, I mean, maybe I do mean, like, kind of the more raunchy stuff, too. Because it is, after all, gay dudes in dresses. Like, come on. Like, it is... It's fun. It's interesting. I want to hear about it. That's a part of it. I don't want to dance around it. Like
we're not going to have a challenge where they do the top bunk, bottom bunk ever again. No, that's times of the past.
Yeah, darling. That's probably not.
But bring in the pit crew to like show us stuff, just have them around.
I mean, keep at least
we're
some
not going
of
to do
it.
like monsters in your panties. We're not going to do the bat, like the words on the butt thing. I understand that these are not
Some
things we
things
can
have to evolve.
But the pit crew should be
Sure.
around as much as they want in their underwear, and I'm here for that. Just saying.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
So anyway, while they're introducing the Max Challenge, which if we haven't said already, is drag on a dime.
Yes.
All things from the 99-cent store. And they have to very Project Runway, hitch it up, make it into something elegant, something that looks expansive.
Can you sew?
I cannot.
Me neither. I would have to hot glue.
Well, if
You know what? I can sew like a little bit. I can't operate a sewing machine.
but we can't hand stitch everything in the amount
No,
of time
because
they
you don't have enough time. But I bet I could like hot glue, maybe hand stitch a little something together well enough that it fit.
Well, I mean, if I was gonna do something that required sewing, I would like learn. But so far,
I mean, obviously, assuming that we didn't learn going in.
Yeah. All right. So then the pit crew brings in all of the 99-cent store. They bring in 4 at first, and Jason's missing. And I was like, we're not gonna have a season without Jason. No, thank you, ma'am.
I'm not interested.
Yeah. Nope. Not at all. But
then they roll in the big
cart.
shopping cart.
Yeah, and Jason
Right.
is sitting in you put your baby.
He's like, I know you were looking for me.
Yeah, I was like
Hey.
panicked. And I love whenever they're all grabbing the stuff, he's just stuck up.
He's like, I know. I
in...
wondered. I was like, how'd they get you down, though?
Oh, how'd they get him up there? It's like it's a bunch of questions.
So then they all grab their stuff.
And Vixen is grabbing all those noodles, and she says, I'm going to look like a charcuterie board.
Huh?
Why do you want to look like I don't even like eating charcuterie boards. That's $50 of a salami.
Yeah, I don't know.
And not even a whole pound of salami. It's like a quarter pound.
It was a choice.
Salami.
I'll put it that way. Again, lots of bold choices we see here.
I love Boy Cameron's commitment to a crop top. I'm ready. I'm like about that.
That's
We're
fine.
gonna be committed to that.
Bring
also,
it.
the crop top was see-through, so it wasn't even like it. There's no. You didn't even have to wear it.
Nope.
It's just.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm all about some workroom fashion.
Yua is like, I'm a seamstress, so I make a lot of garments for people. And then Renee was just like, you're a seamstress, not a designer.
Yeah.
I'm like, woo!
Josh liked that too.
Yeah. I like whenever Yua's like talking about the caution tape, her other idea. And Aquarius is like, well, we just felt like we should caution you about it. And I was like, oh, you bitch. I hate you, but that was so good. I was about it.
It definitely worked.
I love whenever Vanjie can't say accoutrement, so she says accoutrement.
That was adorable.
So,
she's so cute.
I love that the Mateo family has issues pronouncing things.
Yeah, hence why she's Vanjie in the first place.
Right.
This was at some point, Cracker talks more about how she's made stuff her entire life, and it was a significant part of her childhood.
Yeah.
I really liked that a lot.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
she has a lot more dimension than I thought she was going to have. So that's like me prejudging everybody else.
Well, I mean, like,
which is not nice. I didn't need to do that. But I was just like, okay.
We're here for... It was an impressions. If you change your mind, that's great. Like, if a queen can change your mind about them, all the better.
Better, sure.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay. Calorie Girl. If we are gonna, we have to stop with these Kardashian references. I don't care. Everything doesn't have to be with a K. I don't fucking care. Your brand is so shit to me. It's shit. I don't give a shit about the Kardashians. So you're really excluding a bunch of people who don't watch the show. Ratings are going down. This is not a good look.
No, they're not really a thing anymore.
No. So I don't get it. I'm not buying.
Not as much, I'd say.
I'm not buying this one, Gia. Calorie.
Leave it at home.
With a K. So while they're putting their faces on, am I already there?
Yeah.
Okay, so while they're putting their faces up on, Vixen mentions to Rika, oh, they're putting the same face on. Well, here's the tea, guys. Makeup's trending. Like, it's a trend. It's trendy things.
It is.
Also, if you, like, think about it, Miz is going through her flip book and she was, like, looking for ideas in her own, like, from her own past looks. She was drawing inspiration from that. But the thing is, all the other queens have the same eyebrows, the same cut crease on their damn faces. So it's like they're all doing similar makeup because makeup trends happen. And if you're online, if you've ever done your makeup and ever looked up a YouTube tutorial, you'll know what a halo eye is. You know what a cut crease is. These are all trends that all of them are doing. It's like, to be diverse is really hard in the makeup industry because you either are doing something really avant-garde or you're doing the same thing as everyone else.
A spin on everything.
So like,
sure.
other than what Dusty Ray Bottoms does with all the splotches on her face, you're going to see similar looks. Also, you're just blending eyeshadow onto your eyes, so it's going to look similar any which way you do it. And everyone has different eyebrows, so the inspiration for a sad eyebrow could literally come from a person's eyebrows that actually look like that. So no one's reinventing the wheel here.
No, and I thought if we're going to compare the two outright because of this, I thought Cracker's makeup was more interesting to me than Aquaria's, and that's just like a preference.
Right.
I didn't like what that was all about. Also, I felt like Aquaria was coming off a little bit like Milk. Like, to me in these moments,
Yeah.
it's just like, you're a little delusional, girl, if you think
at no point is Miz even looking at Aquaria.
No,
in this
like,
scene.
she doesn't really acknowledge it. And maybe, like, that's the edit, too. But
right.
I feel like she doesn't really, like
also,
glom
there's no
this.
way in this room where they're
you're
all,
like all the way across the room from
first
her.
of all, you're all in this room and all of you are talking about how you're beating your face the same. There's no way that Cracker didn't hear this conversation happening. So I don't know if there was an altercation. You know, like, if there was, they would have shown it. But it's just like,
right.
Miz probably just rolled her eyes and kept
You know
doing
what I
her
did
makeup.
like is when Eureka says something and she looks directly into the camera.
So I don't think that's on purpose. I think that camera's behind the mirror.
It is.
Yeah.
It
so
is.
it's not
But
like it's not like she chose to look
like,
into camera.
I just saw it.
Yeah.
But it's so
She's looking
cute.
at Miz, one of their reflections
Yeah,
in the mirror.
she clearly is.
Yeah.
But it's so cute. Like, I just like the look on her face, even though she's kind of like being shitty and stirring the pot a little bit. I just saw it.
But they're talking about how their makeup looks the same, but it's just their eyebrows.
It's not.
It's not at all the same.
No.
Because, like, Miz is doing this monochrome blue look. It's all blue and, like, dark navy and all that. Right. And then Aquaria's doing, like, a clown beat.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Like
so
half circles almost.
Yeah, and I liked Aquaria's makeup more than I liked her outfit.
Unique. It was just like not my. I didn't like her outfit either.
But if Miz had come out with her face looking with all of that weird, like, design,
circular.
Yeah, I would have been like, okay, we have an argument here, but your eyebrows were the same. All of the other queens have literally the same eyebrows, so like, let's not even discuss this.
I don't need it. And it was in this moment that I was just like, you're gonna be an issue for me, I guess, because you're immediately, and like, I understand like the bid for attention. Mm-hmm. And like working it because you know you're gonna have a storyline, but I just don't need that. It seems very petty and immature, and I'm not here for that. Do you
have anything in the workroom before we make it to the runway?
No. So we're there, and the cute cameos of the other girls.
Oh
like,
my god!
With, like the camera
they were
turning,
like...
and Kimchi's like turning on the light or whatever.
Derek Barry just like it's so cute.
It was cute. I did
Bob the drag queen sweeping
just like Monet, which I thought was funny. I also liked at one point Derek Barry. I think it was when Monique Hart was doing the mini challenge. She was like,
hems.
Yeah, she was like, "There's a lot of hems."
It's just like, girl.
Okay, girl, you know.
You still are just like Britney Spears.
She is, but I will say she looks better.
I thought she looked a wreck on this episode.
Really? I thought she looked better than like when I've seen her more recently. I guess. To put it that way, which is like not that great.
Are you still not talking about RuPaul?
No, I mean, I'm gonna give her claps just because she looked great. I really like this bodysuit, and she was like, the energy that I got from her was like invigorating. I was like, bitch, it's about to be on. It's the first runway. Ru looks good. I was like very invested in the episode by this point. You
can tell that she's more into it.
I was all the way in it. I was like, I can't wait to see what these girls have on.
Yeah.
I was lit.
Yeah.
I was about it.
Michelle looked amazing.
Michelle
I love that hair
great.
on her. Carson.
Ross?
Where he looked svelte.
Ross!
He looked really good.
That's my Rachel.
I liked Carson's jacket, and then, well, the other judge, I guess we'll talk about when she comes out. But, should we get into everyone's looks then?
Yes.
So, first up is Aquaria.
Boot.
For
me.
Aquaria
She looked like she was going to fall over at one point. There looked like nothing was really happening. There wasn't, like, enough of a garment for me to be like, oh, you mean something.
Yeah. The pasties weren't the same size, and that really threw me, and they were big
Huge.
and not the same size.
And you don't even have titties on, girl, which is fine.
Right.
But, like, I'm just saying, those are awful big
right.
to be on your little boy nipples.
Also, it's like, I feel like you kind of copped out making a top half of your garment, because all of season 7, it was just nip tassels, and we've, like, done the nipple pasty season.
Well, it's what I mean, like, you barely made anything. No thanks.
Also, the skirt reminded me, remember in season 5 when Jinx was doing her candy garment, and she made that hoop thing, and she was like, this is ugly, and, like, axed it? That's how I felt about her bottom half, was, like, that hoop skirt.
That's a perfect comparison. Yeah, I didn't like any of it.
I did like the makeup, though, so I'll give her that.
I did like when Michelle said, oh, Mary.
I know. Every time someone says Mary, I'm like, all right, Mary's gonna, yeah. Yeah, I didn't care for it. So then came out
Asia. I have a controversial opinion.
I liked this.
Me too.
I was so shocked when I logged on.
Bitch, I was into it.
And everyone was like, I hate this, and she should have been in the bottom. I was like,
nope, I loved it.
I was like, okay, so there was
I thought it was fun.
There was a lot. I loved the headpiece.
You know who she reminded me of?
Who she reminded you of?
J. Jolie.
Oh, yeah. All of the things,
yes,
all of the stuff
everything,
going.
No editing. But I feel like it was all placed well.
She had a shape, which
that's what I mean.
Which was a problem for some of the other queens. Yeah.
Right.
So I didn't.
But it was like cute and campy, and then she had the basket.
How did she get the basket on her head?
Know.
That's heavy.
It's very heavy.
I have held a basket in a grocery store, and they are not light enough to put on your head.
I don't like doing it.
I don't know how she got it to stay there. I don't know.
No, I liked it.
It's the magic of drag.
And here we are.
Yeah, I liked it. Sorry guys,
Me
I
too.
know that.
I'm so glad because I was like,
man,
I'm gonna say that I like this, and Tom's gonna be like, what?
I know that the internet did not like it.
No, I liked it.
Our Instagram poll, it was very clear that Tiffany and I were the only people who tuned it in.
We're here to make it clear.
Yeah.
Toot.
But I can understand people's qualms with it, but I liked it. So Sorry about it.
So then next we have Calorie. And I don't have anything. I'm not even going to get into it because it's not good. But also, like, you wore the same hair that you wore for the promo, I guess. It's like another flat-ass wig.
Well, so as I understand it, they record the promos partway into the season.
Oh.
So
okay, then I can't clock her for that. But it was a very flat wig.
What I'm going to say is I bet they recorded the promo that day because I guarantee that Ru did not get back into that drag after she... Do you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't blame her because that was like a pain in the ass.
So I don't know that that's the tea, but that's what I would assume because Ru clearly only gets into drag for money.
Which makes complete sense.
Yeah. So it's just like, Calorie, I'm gonna have
how many times do we need
girl,
to see the
I'm gonna
same
have
thing?
So many issues with you. First of all, everyone clocked that it was like, it's a money gown. We have seen this before. And if you're going to do something we have seen before, it has to be 100 times better than what we've already seen. Because we're now on season 10. And that's just the reality of it. You're going to get compared to other girls. Mm-hmm. And while that might not be fair, this garment still sucks. Not even comparing it to Raja or Manila or Acid Betty's looks prior. Or anyone who was in the Money Ball in season 3. My issue is, just like Christina Aguilera said, the back of the corset didn't have any money on it. And first, I don't know if the corset was too small and she couldn't tighten it more, but it was just such a big gap between where the money started and stopped in the back. I don't know what
correct.
I just feel like there's an issue there and I don't know what it was. And it doesn't look expensive. She was barely even covering the fabric underneath with the money, and she didn't use very many colors. It was like white and like green, and she had a neon yellow belt, and you guys know how I feel about neon yellow belts. It's a boot. I don't like it.
Firm boot.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, should we get into Blair St. Clair?
Blair St. Clair. I'm going to have to say, and this is behalf of me and Josh, it's a toot. Even he said, he was like, that is well constructed. That is high fashion. Like, it is. And I was like, ready to not like it. But she really did. I mean, I think she did very well with what she decided to do.
Okay. So I too did this on our Instagram because every week we're going to be doing the toots and boots of their looks. Because it is well constructed and it looks good.
You know what I mean? Like, it looks like something you would
I don't
actually
like
see.
Michelle. I did not like the thing in the back. If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna make a collar, don't make it come out of your waist. Make it come out where a collar comes out, because it was just that was so distracting. Like, that's all I saw was flip flopping behind her.
Oh,
and I think if she made it like a collar on her neck, it wouldn't have had the bouncing issues that it did where it was. I don't know where it was coming from, but it was coming from a weird place. I didn't like.
Okay, that's valid for sure.
And whatever she had right on her shoulders, I thought that looked cheap, but the rest looked expensive. So I didn't like the back thing or the shoulder thing. Okay. But I thought she looked good. I think she deserved her place in the top.
I just wanted to point out that this was Josh's favorite look, and it goes to show like where our taste levels are. That this was his favorite look, and my favorite look is coming, and mine is trash. I like trash. That's what I just wanted to emphasize that in this moment. Dusty.
So I didn't hate it.
It's a boot for me just because I wanted her to be a chrome witch, and she didn't quite take it there.
I thought she was doing
I don't know.
It seemed Oz inspired and
yeah, I could see that. But I would have appreciated a different spin on it.
My only issue was that she came out and she was a rectangle. I would have liked there to be more shape in her bodice, and I think that
right. And she had those big things on her.
And I
arms.
know that her garment was coming undone, and that's why it didn't look right at all. Because when she turns around and you can see her ass, there was clearly like strings, and it was supposed to be like tied like a corset.
I was wondering about that. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that would also be another reason. It just didn't fully come together as a realized thing in my eyes. But next is Cameron.
I thought this was adorable.
Me too. I thought it was so really cute. Really, the only thing I would say is like, I want to see different hair on you.
Yeah.
Because it's very similar to the entrance room
wig.
However, like, I like the whole concept, and there was like a little story there or whatever.
Yeah,
it's cute.
If it was like the flowers growing out of the astroturf.
I would toot it. That's fine.
I liked it a lot. It was giving me very like I Kissed a Girl, Katy Perry vibes. I thought there seemed to be like a reference there, and like she made a garment. It wasn't like she glued stuff on. You saw her in the workroom. So yeah, I like that. So I was into it. Monet.
Okay. Conceptually, I liked when she was like, "Nah, look, like this is dirt. These are bubbles."
This is the water, and I'm a sponge.
But what's funny is watching it again, like sponges are just like falling off as she's walking. Like you could see them on the runway. And I mean, I think I liked it because of her explanation, not because of the execution.
So I liked the shape of the gown. I
like that she didn't really have anything on her head.
Yeah, I didn't clock that it was supposed to be like dirt. I didn't.
Yeah, she said her makeup was dirt.
Yeah. Well, now that she explains it, it like seems like much more of a concept.
That's what I mean. Like it's more interesting once she says that. But like
my huge issue with it is the bottom of the garment and that she's like
walking
fully
on it
inside of
stuff.
it. I think it's shut because she was like, I'm mopping the floor. So I don't.
Girl.
And I was just like, this.
Not now. You don't need to be doing that.
I was like, she almost face planted. I did not.
No,
so the bottom of
it was
very distracting to me. So I didn't like that.
I thought she was going to die and fall over.
Okay.
So, Vixen. No. It's a sharp boot.
No. So, it's
for me.
First of all, I like what she did with the noodles, but that couldn't have taken too long. You clearly had time to make something to go underneath that.
It was well done. Like, it had a shape to it, which was impressive. Yeah. But you can't. I don't understand.
No,
You just put that over the undergarments that you were allowed to use.
Yeah.
Right. That's not a complete outfit to me.
Yeah, I was not feeling this.
You have to have something, even if it's something basic, but something that you made over top of that would have made it more interesting.
Yeah.
Like, girl, what? And then I was shocked at where she placed. Shocked. I was like, seriously? Really?
Yeah, I wasn't into that at all.
I was so surprised just because I was like, this is clearly not enough, but I guess.
Then we have Mayhem Miller,
who was everything for me.
Okay.
Fully into it.
So, you know how I get distracted by things? That glove on the head.
You just couldn't do it. I was wondering.
I couldn't see the rest. I was only looking at that glove. I was like, why does she have like a rooster glove coming out her head?
You know what? Something about the way the gloves were over her titties and then the thing over her head and with the wig because it was so black. Like, I don't know. It kind of all came together to a pleasing package.
No, I could not because all I saw was a glove on her head.
That's
and
fair.
It wasn't like manipulated to be anything other than a glove on her head.
It was just sort of like a part of it.
Just the glove.
I liked it.
It looked so expensive shoulder down. The glove just on the head really threw me. Because what she did with the trash bags to make them look like they had a pattern was unreal. Like, that deserved all the recognition it got. But the glove on the head was so distracting to me that I could not see the rest of it.
I love the way she painted her face also.
She looked good. Her eyes looked,
yes.
That glitter that she had on was gorgeous. Anything else on Mayhem?
No.
I still am thinking about that glove on her head.
Girl.
I don't like it. Okay, Eureka. I thought she looked cute, but I think she used easy material, so I thought she copped out.
It was basic.
Yeah.
It was a basic safe.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean,
I liked her makeup a lot, though.
I did
her
too.
Face looked really
she
good.
needed to glue down her wig more. Just because, like, slowly over time, it was like it started to lift. And then once we got to untucked, it was just like, whoop. I was like, girl, oh no.
Yeah, so it was fine. It was safe. I feel like Eureka was like, I need to make it through week 1
exactly.
to be okay.
I can't say that I disliked it because I like Eureka too much to say that, but it's just, it didn't do anything for me.
The reason she was safe is because it was a fully realized garment that covered her body.
Exactly. And she made it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Monique.
Work, bitch! Work! You made that! Fuck me up. They fucking did her dirty not putting her in the top. They didn't put her in the top, so she couldn't win. Because I would pick Monique's over Mayhem's.
My only critique is, like, it's so well constructed and put together. All she needed to do was taper the top a little bit.
I just think with what she had, she couldn't.
But, like, I mean, what are you going to do? She made that headpiece, that, like, wig.
She not only made her garment, she made her wig.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, no, it was insane. And so I was trying to figure out how she did the curls at the bottom, but it was the rims of the hat. And it was perfect. Like, that skirt is, like, everything. I thought, yeah, she was rooked. And when her reaction was appropriate. When she was like, I'm not in the top.
It was surprising. I like that she didn't get anything.
It's sickening.
Yes. Okay, so Vanessa is next. I want to hear what you think first.
Okay, so first of all, it's the bodysuit with flowers glued onto it and Barbies. Mm-hmm. So you guys know how I feel about bodysuits. You know how Michelle feels about bodysuits. Basique. And I know she didn't make the bodysuit because it wouldn't have looked as good as it did if she had made the bodysuit. No. So, like, it did give her body no shape. And she could have easily remedied this by, like, having a belt in her midsection because the volume of the flowers would have given the effect that she had curves if she had flattened it out in the middle.
You're absolutely correct.
And that's, like, had she done that, it would have looked better than some of the other girls, and I think she would have been okay. And I really just... It was more visually appealing than some of the others, I will say that. But she did look like a loofah.
I loved it. I unapologetically love it, and it's my favorite look. And I understand the issues with it, but, like, the aesthetic with, like, the thing that she just, like, has on her shoulders, with those tights that have, like, the rhinestones on it, with the busyness, like, with the pink, the purple, and the fucking Barbies. And I love the way she painted. I love the wig that she chose with it. It was just like, and then the thing that comes up, like, around her head, like the headband or whatever.
I think if she had her hair up, it would have been more successful, too.
Do you think?
I do, only because she had the cape and it's two things.
Too much, yeah. That makes sense. But I was just like, if I could just live my pink purple fantasy and wear whatever I wanted.
Yeah, it was.
I just loved it. I don't know. Feel like it's just irrational, but I reacted strong to it the first time she came out. I was like, oh my God. And I love it. I have no taste. I'm a trash person. I know it.
You have no taste. Who did I just like?
I have no taste.
Oh, there was someone else earlier that I liked that you didn't like, or that
I did like probably because I also liked Asia. Like, I don't know.
Oh, I did like Asia. I didn't get all the hate for that.
I just don't care. It was fun. I liked it. But I also understand why she ended up in the bottom, because if you're making something that doesn't look like it came from the dollar store, you didn't really make much. But I definitely didn't think it was any worse than maybe the Vixen. Maybe it deserved to be bottom, but, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? I was like, you're gonna be able to save yourself. Like, it's gonna be fine. But oh well. Anyway.
So then
Yuha.
So I liked the headpiece. I thought that was cute.
That was a cool choice.
I think the rest was basic.
Yeah, that was literally the only thing about it.
And the other thing with her is I couldn't tell if they liked her or didn't. Based
No,
on the critique.
and
I was like, is she tough?
She personally didn't excite me or displease me either. I was just sort of like,
the best
all
part
right.
of her runway was the onk jokes.
Yes.
It was because everyone was confused, but it kept happening.
Yeah, that was good.
And then
Cracker.
Oh.
So if not Vanessa, then Cracker's my favorite. You know what I mean? Because this is an actual thing.
She came out and I gasped. Like,
just it was crazy.
Like I did whenever Detox rounded the corner in her latex suit. I was like, what? And the way she served it to us was perfection.
That was everything.
Yeah. And her face matched the outfit, matched the head to toe. It was a head to toe.
I love the pillbox hat that she made out of the other hat.
It was just so good. It looked like it was from a runway and cost her like at least $10,000.
It was gorgeous.
I loved it. She did it right. It was all right.
And that was when. So she's like, someone's coming back to the competition, and then she says Farrah Moan, and I screamed because by this point I was so into it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, Farrah Moan's coming back! Holy shit!
Tiffany, you did not.
Yes, I fucking
Tiffany,
did.
You did not.
Yes, I did.
Tiffany, you did. We have been watching promos for this for 4 weeks. We all knew Christina Aguilera was coming back.
It doesn't matter.
And then they said Farrah Moan. I was like, they painted her to look like Farrah Moan for this very reason.
I know.
How did you not put 2 and 2 together? You literally thought Farrah Moan of all the queens we could bring back. That's like bringing back Cuckoo in season 9. You better. No.
I fully forgot Christina Aguilera was going to be on. Fully forgot by this point. Again, the way that my attention span works, I was like in this episode, right? I could have been sitting on the floor at the edge of the runway watching this all happen, okay? So when they said, like, oh my god, like, Farrah Moan, like, I reacted like they reacted because it was like I didn't know anything. I completely forgot. 100% forgot. And then she rounded the corner and I was like, oh yeah, Christina Aguilera is supposed to be on this. I totally fucking forgot. I swear to God. I am so dumb. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how I did it, but I totally forgot. And then I was like, oh yeah, she hasn't been in the entire episode. She's supposed to be here. Never mind. Okay.
I quit the podcast.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So here's the thing. As far as like what she was giving me, like VH1 had to get in there on her wig. Like why didn't somebody help Christina with her wig?
Because all of the drag queens were busy.
Like, somebody help her.
Well, they couldn't show the other drag
Help her
queens.
out.
And you know Raven and RuPaul. Well, RuPaul hasn't put her own wig on her own damn head in 20 years. So that's a moot point. But everyone else is busy.
I know.
I wasn't mad at it.
Paused.
I mean, first of all, we had to blur out RuPaul's wigs before, so let's not even get picky.
That's true.
From panel, I only have like a few things. So I liked when Carson like was gagging on. He was like, I'm gagging on your outfit, ma'am. Yeah. I thought that was adorable.
Yeah, that was really cute.
Vanessa's presence as a human is just amazing. I just can't get over it. Like when I just don't want her to talk at me all day.
Effervescent, for sure.
She's a character. She's fun,
but gritty a little bit too, which is what makes it even more compelling.
I think I don't know, for whatever reason, I feel like we're not done with Vanjie this season.
I really hope not.
But we'll see, because I just feel like she
broke my heart. Oh, it was
such
so
a bright light. And then Michelle gives critique, like good critique, not just rating someone. She gives critique. She says to Vanessa, she was like, okay, and she like stops and looks at all the queens when she gets inside. It's like, you spend so much money and time and effort to make your bodies and give an illusion. Why aren't you showing off that illusion? Like, what's the point of padding if you're going to put something on your body that's not going to show off the padding that you're doing?
Right.
And that's just like, that's the tea. It's just, if your female illusion includes padding and like breasts and
I can't see any of it.
Yeah, what are you doing? So I just thought that was nice. I feel like everyone's come into season 10 like ready. Like, and they're giving good critique and they're giving like great advice. It's like people can actually learn things from the critique. But there is one thing where Michelle comes for Dusty's makeup. And it's just like, it's your first time on the runway. Of course she should do her signature makeup.
Absolutely.
And it didn't give her the opportunity to not have it, to read her for it. So, like, in the scenario where Max comes out 3 weeks in a row with a silver wig, and you have the opportunity to say to Max, hey, we've seen you in 3 silver wigs. We need to see something else. That's fair, because Max has 3 weeks in a row given you the same wig, which was the tea. That's what Max did, was the same wig, like, every week. So you have to give Dusty more than one opportunity to do this. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that's kind of shitty that they pointed out. It's like your first time seeing her. And I don't know if Michelle helps with casting at all, or like gets to see these queens before they show up on the runway. But it's like, if you've seen her anywhere else, you would know that, like, this is what I'm known for in New York City. This is what I do. So I thought that was kind of garbage. Like, give it a second, Michelle, before you start coming for people.
Right. I agree with that completely.
Rue is so smitten with Miz. Miz was made Rue
that was perfect back and forth.
The fisting joke,
girl.
Girl.
I wasn't even ready.
The Harlem joke, I'm a crack. Get out of here, Miz.
Rue has met her match as far as the funny ass quips. And that's what Rue loves, that shit. She eats
Rue
it
loves
up.
Dirty, wrong comedy. And that's why Bianca did so well in her season. And that's why Miz is going to fare very well.
And the very quick.
Yeah.
The quick stuff.
Fast.
Does it for her.
Oh. So if you're new here, we have a Facebook group. And our Facebook group is doing a fantasy league for Drag Race. So before we move on, because part of the thing is like who we pick as our top toot, who we pick as our bottom toot. Who's your top toot of the week?
Cracker and Vanessa.
No, you pick one.
Fuck, Cracker.
Okay. I pick Monique as my top toot of the week.
Okay.
Okay, who's your top boot of the week?
Vixen.
I'm going to pick Calorie. Okay, so that settles that, because it's on the fantasy league thing. Okay. It's like we have to make sure people get points and lose points for what we're doing.
Sorry, guys.
Even though we're playing, I don't think we picked anyone. I don't think I picked anyone to help them, because I think Monet and Eureka were my people. Anywho, because technically we could like swing the votes our way, but we're not that lame. If you start doing that, I'm gonna be like, bitch, I'm clocking you. I know who you picked.
I can't even. I'm not that smart. I'm not
anyway, join the Facebook group if you haven't. Just search "Is Baird's Repeating Podcast."
Our obligatory.
It's a really cute little group. It's cute. Come join us. We're fun. We're easier than Reddit, and we're like nicer than Reddit.
Absolutely,
so that's a great place to be. You know?
Exactly.
So when Mayhem gets crowned this week's winner, I cried.
Did you really?
I cried with her because she's wanted us so. First of all, have we seen someone cry at a confessional this early? Like,
never.
For winning? She wants this. And it's so cool that she's getting this validation. But I think it's also important to note that you can be validated outside of Drag Race if you're a drag queen. Like, this is not the be all end all of drag.
Definitely not.
So, I mean, I think it's interesting. Like, this is how she wants her validation, and she finally got on the show after 10 years, and she wins the first challenge. I can only, like, just emotion pouring out of her. Like, she's so sweet. I don't think we had anyone who's ever wanted it this bad from the get-go. Like, I think you have to make it a few weeks in when you're like, where am I standing? Where am I ranking? Am I going to be able to make it to the end? I think
no, she's committed from the jump,
I
for sure.
love it. Oh, was there... I think is Vixen the only person that you would have like shifted and put into the bottom?
Yeah, honestly.
Who would you have taken out of the bottom?
Vanessa.
Okay.
I told you, I'm biased as fuck, you guys. Already, kinda. At least I can sense it. I'm not gonna like sit here and try to sell you on it. I just feel like she didn't do quite as bad. Yeah. She had like some redeeming stuff.
I think as long as it's like, okay, guys, we're going to try to present this as unbiased as possible, but we have our favorites it's going to play into it. But we're always going to, like, if you go back to episode 5, All Stars 3, you could hear Tom go off, and I'm trying to, but I'm not doing a very good job of being unbiased in the episode. But I was up front. It's like, Aja's my favorite. I'm going to have issues with the episode Aja goes home. When my favorite goes home this season, I'm going to have issues that episode. Unless they really, really fuck up. Yeah. We're back with RuPaul puns, and my favorite of the night was, your topper might just land you in the bottom. No. Get out. who wrote that, leave and come back with your Emmy because
You deserve it. It's the same person that wrote the mini challenge speech.
I lived and I cackled. I'm about it. I don't know how those queens stand up there with no reaction to RuPaul puns. I just don't, because I would be getting my life. I'd be in the bottom. He'd be like, say something nasty to me, and I'd be like, yes, bitch, puns. Like, I would be all about it. Okay. It's time. The time has come.
You do it. You're better at it.
The time has come for you to lip sync for your life.
That's so much better.
Yeah, I almost said Legacy. I was like, we're not doing All Stars anymore. Vanessa looked petrified to be lip syncing.
She wasn't. I think she was literally in shock.
Do
you know what I mean? Like, I think she was just like, holy shit, really?
Yeah, and
I don't think she ever came back. She was just like, oh my god, I'm in the bottom, oh my god, and that was it.
Everything from the get-go was so tentative with Vanessa.
Yeah, she didn't know.
It was, also, I always refer to her as Vanjie, so if I said that at all, Vanjie.
That's who we mean.
Yeah. I don't know why I think that's a better name than Vanessa.
You know what, I have a friend named Vanessa, and it's a great name.
I don't think it's a bad name.
I know,
I don't
I'm
think it's a
just
great
giving you
drag
shit.
name. I think Vanjie's a more interesting drag name, that's all.
I'm just fucking with you.
Anywho. Calorie starts serving from the beginning, and I was really impressed. I did not expect her to lip sync that well, so she did really good.
You have to give her what she's due.
Yeah, she really mixed the camp very well with, like, staying true to the song, because she had, like, moments where she was, like, twerking, and that's, like, not something that you would really do that song, but she's showing the judges what she can do.
And I am gonna say she has a very beautiful smile.
The money toss into the split. That's a moment.
Yeah.
That's Calorie, you work, bitch.
I was
because
like,
that's a moment.
I kept waiting and waiting.
Yeah,
and waiting.
Well, they kept showing.
Waiting.
And Calorie kept doing stuff, and Vanessa wasn't. You could tell Vanessa wasn't doing anything.
No.
The best part of Vanessa's lip sync is when her shoe goes flying.
Yeah. I felt bad. I felt so bad. I was like, oh, honey.
I mean, anytime a shoe goes flying, that was the only time she was doing anything. That was the only thing she put enough force in for anything to have a reaction to.
It wasn't good.
That was the only thing RuPaul ever paid to. Like, she saw the shoe flying. She's like, that just came off Vanessa's foot. Like, that was it. That was Vanessa's lip sync, was the shoe flying.
Yep. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, Vanessa just didn't seem like she knew what to do.
No, and it's sad. It just bummed me out. Because you could tell she was just like, oh my god. Like, devastated.
So, Vanessa, sashay. What do you do?
Sachets away. Sashay away. Sachets away.
I forgot what they were called. I was like,
sachet away.
Sashayed away.
Sashayed.
RuPaul, but the camera's on Vanessa, and RuPaul's talking and says, you did your family proud, and then says, bam! And you haven't watched season 3, but that's one of Alexis's catchphrases. And that episode where that bam thing comes up is hilarious, and I can't wait to do season 3. Anyway, he says bam, and Vanessa just can't even, like, smile. She still looks shocked. She looks as shocked as James Mansfield did walking into the workroom, just like, what just happened?
Like, how did I get here?
Yeah. And then Vanessa's leaving the stage and does this very awkward, like, Miss Vanjie. And I was like, are you
It was very much like I'm crawling out of the crypt to find you to drag you back down to hell. I was like, girl, what?
And the last one was like the scariest, like, Miss Vanjie. And I was like, if you're gonna cry, just cry.
Cry privately. Yeah. Don't cry right now.
No. Cry on stage, but don't do that. I would
just leave. Like, you don't have to say anything. Just go.
I think she was caught up in trying to
salvage the moment.
I was super uncomfortable when that was going on.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
She did the second one, and I was like, okay. And then she went in for the third one. I was like, Kristen, she has to stop. Like, I was like, I don't know
what if she just walked off the stage continuing to say her name?
I mean,
Miss Vanjie. Jesus Christ.
Girl, that was, I did not like
it. It made it worse.
Okay. Before we get into Untucked, which we're going to cover as well, so buckle down. This is probably part 2 that you're on anyway, so.
Get in this.
I watched Vanessa's What You Packin', did you?
No, of course not. Not on purpose. You guys, I'm sorry I'm not as prepared as Tom. I'm working on it.
I wasn't even... I feel like you think I'm calling you out, but
No,
I'm never
I just
doing
feel
that.
guilty. I care a lot. I just also only have Fridays to do stuff most of the time. And then I work. And then we went to Bianca. And then,
Right. Then
I
you went home,
rewatched
and then
the episode this morning. And then I took my grandma out after. So I'm lame. But I'm working on it. I'm going to probably watch it anyway. But tell me all about it.
So
Regardless.
she's Vanessa. She's so Vanessa. Her garments,
sweet baby
her
angel.
garments that she had prepared weren't spectacular. So
No.
it wasn't like we were gonna see many more looks out of Vanessa. But
I gotcha.
Vanessa in boy drag on Watch a Pack In is, girl. She has scruff.
Ooh.
But also she has like boy makeup on, and I'm just like, I'm buying.
I love boy makeup.
Oh, like not me boy makeup, like
No. I mean,
like
I love your
subtle,
boy makeup
yeah.
too, but I was talking about like Aja does her eyebrows.
Yeah, well, though she like had foundation on, she had like a light contour, like it was all right. It was like she was just doing like enhanced
Boy drag.
Yeah, boy drag.
I love it.
I was like, Michelle was talking. I was like, oh my god, you are so cute. Oh my god.
I'm not even listening to what you're saying.
But the most interesting thing that really came of it, Michelle was like, do you feel like you should have went home? And Vanessa said no. And she was like, who should have gone home instead of you? And she said Dusty Ray Bottoms.
Oh.
Because she was like, right before we went on the runway, her outfit was falling apart and mine stayed intact the whole time.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Girl, you're just saying it what it is. That's fine. I get that.
Yeah.
The whole point was to make a garment that looked like it didn't come from the dollar store and yours is falling apart. That's a huge issue. So.
Yeah. I feel that. So, you have untucked nose, right? You don't?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so...
Nope. Because I had issues with untucked. So I was just like, I'll just talk about it. I'm just going to free will my way through it.
I guess...
Free wheel?
If
I don't know. Whatever.
I'll just lead us and we can discuss. Unless if you remember something that I don't mention, then...
Oh, yeah.
That's
That's what I was thinking. I was like, we'll have a free-form discussion.
Hold on. Can you turn on the light?
Yeah.
It's getting, like, dark in here.
It's getting dark, guys.
Untucked starts right after the show. For those of you who don't know what Untucked is, VH1 was very explicit.
I loved it. I loved it. And then I saw that somebody tweeted, like, I loved that they had to explain Untucked for the...
Straight people?
The hets, yeah. That was so good.
Yeah, Untucked hasn't been on the air, on the TV since season 6, when it was still on Logo, and they would show it right after the episode aired. So it's nice to have Untucked back.
Untucked is pivotal. It's important.
Yeah, so if you're someone who watches Drag Race casually and have never watched the Untucked from past seasons, go watch the season.
Everything.
Yeah, go watch the season. Again, follow it with the Untucked episodes as you're watching, because there's a lot of context missed. Like, they'll be talking about something that happened in Untucked, and if you don't see it, you're like, what's going on?
And also, it's the best way to get to know the queens.
It's where most of them let their guard down. Yeah, for sure. So, Monet, the first thing that happens, Monet is gagged that she's not in the top. And then she explains her look concept, and Monique's response is just howling. She's like, what are you...
How is anybody supposed to know that? Which is, like, exactly right. Like, okay, yeah, there was a concept, but girl, what?
Yeah.
And I like how Monet's like, oh, and it's not readily apparent that I'm dirt and also the sponge?
Yeah, and they cut to her, like, talking head, and she was like, I thought I was telling a clear story. And
yeah, I thought everybody knew.
Yeah, it's like, no,
nah,
bitch,
girl.
No, bitch. You came in with your dirt head, and we were all like, okay, that's a look, but, like,
that's a choice, right? Bitch, we didn't know.
I don't know why that got me so good, but it was just like, I was like, Mina, you're lucky you didn't have to explain this outfit, because I think if she was at the bottom, she would have told them, and they all would have laughed at her, just like the other queens. Like,
yes,
it was a choice. It was a choice. And then Vixen says that she's here to fight because season 9 was too nice.
Okay, you have a point, but I don't need you to wrap it up like that. You know what I mean? Like, I understand what you're saying, but, like, don't be abrasive just to be abrasive. Like, they're too nice, so I'm gonna fight. Like, bitch, no.
Also,
I knew we were gonna have similar thoughts, which is why I didn't go in on Untucked. I was like, this is the first one. I have a feeling I know what Tom's going to say. We're going to be on the same page. You know?
But I don't... So, the thing is, I feel like there wasn't a lot of, on the episode of season 9 drama. There was a lot of drama in the Untucked, which, if you don't watch the Untucked...
Then you wouldn't know that.
Because Untucked is where you look like Linda Evangelista,
Evangelista,
you're
yes,
a model,
ma'am.
did you still on those sites? That happened in Untucked. Also, 2 times Alexis Michelle is like, no one told me I looked like shit when I was walking on the runway. And, like, everyone was fighting with her. Nina.
You know, yeah,
Nina
I was going to say Nina.
Nina fights with Shea Coulee.
Everyone.
Yeah.
At least once.
Yeah. So I'm not saying.
Farrah cries.
Farrah cries whether it's
I
crying
love
or not.
Farrah. I love Farrah. Oh. Yeah, that's where Eureka broke the chairs.
I know, she was sitting in one of those chairs. And I was like, oh.
No, I'm sorry.
I was just like, bitch, if you're going to break another one of these chairs.
Eureka's back.
Well Presents is going to be like, bitch, you owe us $50 a chair. You better win. We'll take it out of your winnings.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was, yeah, so I don't think that season 9 was, like, terribly lacking drama. I just don't think it happened on the actual episodes. It happened in Untucked. So,
Maybe she's never seen Untucked.
I don't. She's about to be part of it. I don't know.
Bitch.
Other than that, I don't find Vixen's I'm just gonna be the mean one a very interesting and compelling storyline, because I think villains, when they happen naturally, are very compelling.
That's what I mean. You see,
Yeah.
like, the progression into that behavior.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
And then at one point, Cameron, who doesn't talk at all in this Untucked,
No, not even.
at some point, Monique says, I thought Cameron's going to be the bitch of the season. And they pan to Cameron and it doesn't even look like she's paying attention.
No,
she's
yeah.
like, did you say my name?
Are you talking to me? Yeah, she doesn't even know what's going on.
Yeah, also, how are you getting bitch of the season? Because Cameron seems so down to earth and, like, not even here to fuck around.
I mean, maybe because people are making assumptions because she does what she does. You know?
Yeah.
And sometimes people project that onto people that are fit. I get that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I guess.
I did that last night, so it's all fine. It's all good.
But anyway.
So then the Aquaria's safe, so she's already in the Untucked Mound.
Mm-hmm.
And they bring up this Miz versus Aquaria. So first talk about this yellow dress scenario where she had she has this yellow dress and she explains it. Since the episode, one of the Reddit Nancy Drews went out and found the 2 dresses on their Instagrams.
And when they were posted.
Right.
There's like a note inside of if you click the link, which is on our page, but I'm sure you can find it if you just Google it.
Right.
You can scroll down in the comments and it says when each was posted also.
Right, and it's a 3-month gap.
Yes.
It's not 2 weeks.
Nope.
And the dresses don't look that similar.
Nope, not really.
No.
They're both made out of, like, latex and they have cutouts.
Yeah, and in Aquaria's post, it's just kind of, you can see the heart up, and it's like you can't see the rest of it. But Miz's, you can see the full, like, realized what she was doing, but it...
No. Hers, like, Miz Cracker's was, like, 50s, like, inspired...
So Aquaria invented eyebrows, and she invented yellow, and she invented dresses, and she invented drag. I'm over this storyline already because.
But you know it's gonna be. We're in it for the long haul.
Here's the thing: if we're gonna talk, let's talk about if we're gonna, because a lot of comparisons have been to the Alyssa Coco. Not the same thing. Alyssa got a title revoked and it went to Coco. That is serious. Shit.
And I think they dragged it out a little bit, but that was like a thing that was more compelling to me just because. Yeah, it was like unofficial, like some shit happened.
To me, Aquaria is as of now, Aquaria is buying into this copycat nonsense, and she's fueling a fire where I feel like
there is no fire.
Maybe there's some smoke going on.
Maybe some smoke.
Yeah, it's not.
It's small potatoes though.
Yeah, it's like you both live in New York,
playground,
and you're drag queens, and you both like to wear blonde wigs.
Shit. Yes,
and do your makeup differently every time you. Bye.
Aquaria, why are you so obsessed with Miz Cracker, though? Yeah. I don't know that it works the other way.
Yeah. Well, what I really like about this moment... Well, Vixen tries to stir the pot during all this. She's like, yeah, go in. Like, do it. Like, let's talk about this. And it's just like... They're talking about it.
It's not even your
And Vixen
business.
has the nerve to say that Miz faked her way into being on season 10.
And people clock her for it immediately, which I appreciate.
Like, hey,
No.
Being a drag queen is not just makeup and gowns, it's talent, and it's
like,
something
don't
far
do
beyond.
that.
And if we're talking about what those two queens do, Aquaria is a look queen, an Instagram queen, and she can dance and she can serve and she can do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But Miz is a comedian, and what she does is a lot different than what
Right.
Aquaria does. So it's not even like you're serving us the same drag. You might be serving similar looks, but what you're doing with those looks are going to be completely different.
Right.
So,
Your brands are different.
Right. I'm not interested in what Aquaria sells as a brand. I'm very interested in what Miz is selling because I like a comedian.
I like to laugh.
Yeah,
right.
I like
laughs and looks.
And what I'm impressed.
Okay.
Right. That's what I'm. So if we like reference Bianca, she always got clocked that her looks were so similar. I don't think we're gonna have that issue with Miz as a comedian. We're gonna get different silhouettes. We're gonna get different looks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've already seen her in a blonde, and then she wore a black or a brunette wig under her. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But
I really appreciated. I guess we can say it. An adult in the room.
Yeah, Monet was like,
okay.
Yeah, she's like, you can't fake your way
I'm
here.
squashing this.
Yeah, like I could copy Aquaria's makeup and pretend that I'm a drag
But you're still
queen.
not going to be Aquaria. It's still going to be Tom doing Aquaria, and then it's going to end up at dancing. So
right. I wouldn't be. I don't know. It's like you have to sell something different to be on this show.
No, because if I go out and start doing drag makeup, I'm going to be just by default copying other people, and that's not going to get me on Drag Race. Like,
right.
I mean, a lot of things aren't going to get me on Drag Race, but let's say I have
your vagina,
the correct, the same parts. Let's say I have the same parts. You know, I'm not going to get on Drag Race. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have a little something more. So even just implying that is like a very big reach.
So then Vixen, in response to this, and she was like, don't try to put words into my mouth. I was like,
bitch, that's what you said, though. You said what you said.
You literally said she faked her way. And then she's kind of trying to backtrack and say
sure is. She didn't like being called out either. Like, her energy fucking flipped. And it's like, oh, okay, so, like, you can say whatever the fuck you want, but then somebody, like, has a counter opinion and you get a little upset, I guess.
Right. And, like, Monet's direct... What Vixen said was she faked her way into season 10. And what Monet said is like you can't fake your way onto this show. That. Right. And Miz has a lot more talent than what you're claiming.
Right. You can't discount everything because you're comparing the two.
And then the Vixen was like, "Well, I never implied that." And it's like, "No, you like literally."
But you literally did just say that. You just said it.
She was trying to say like, "Well, don't talk about how like copying looks wasn't what we were talking about like leading up into what I just said." And it's just like, bitch, you literally. It
got so messy at this point, and I was just like. Oh my God, you guys. Like, come on, please. Stop.
So then the next thing they kind of discuss is Eureka is talking about her mom. And I was just like, poor Eureka cannot catch a break to save her life.
That made me so sad.
Yeah, it was so sad.
She really went through it in her off time, man.
No, her
Jesus
ACL.
Christ.
And then,
she tore her fucking ACL, which is insane.
It's truly a lot. So then the tops and bottoms return. Vanessa walks in and she's like, I'm at the bottom. I'm at the bottom. Calories at the bottom.
I'm in the bottom.
I'm in the bottom. Was that a good impression?
That wasn't bad.
Okay. I'm sorry about the volume on that impression, but I think you have to be loud when you're pretending to be.
When you're pretending to be in the bottom. Yes.
Yeah, Vanessa was not thrilled to be in the bottom too. And then... don't know what it is. Like, I have a note and I'm reading it and I was like, what does this mean? So Calorie gets called out really quickly that her money look is passe.
Yes. Which I appreciate.
Yeah. And so not only one queen, like 7 queens are like listing out all the other queens.
Like, girl, no, you can't do that. Like, and what's funny is I haven't seen season 3, but I'm fairly familiar with a lot of the runways. Right. Regardless.
Well, because it's season
everywhere.
3 is almost all runway. Yeah.
So I knew. It's like, girl.
So Calorie, in defense, because she's in the bottom, starts trying to call out other people. So she calls out Monet and says, like, I don't get it. So Monet tells the story again. The difference between what like Monet had done and like what Calorie did is that
nobody's seen what Monet's done before.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, it's completely weird.
Monet's silhouette was better. Like, she had curves. She had the curves where she pads where they were supposed to be.
And it was like a put together garment that didn't have weird gaps in it.
Right. And I like, she made her, she didn't just glue things. She like sewed the thing that she glued
Correct. The sponges too.
Yeah, so it was more fully realized than I think
right,
that Calorie
exactly.
was doing. Because Calorie was just like, I'm just gonna glue, and it was like haphazardly glued. The money was haphazardly glued to Calorie's bottom. It was like not. It was.
She tried it.
She sure tried it, but like Calorie was like, I don't understand why I'm in the bottom and you're not. Monet says mine looks good and yours doesn't, and I was.
That got me too. See, this is what I mean. I was like, Tom's gonna know exactly what needs said.
So then they're talking, and Calorie's like, I don't want to throw anyone else under the bus. Like, I don't want to say something that I was talking to another girl, and we both agreed that someone else should have been in the bottom as well. And so Vixen's like, well, who? And they're all like, yeah, well, who? And Eureka is like, well, what? Like, we're not playing game season 10. Who are you talking behind someone's back with? So she's like, well, Blair and I. And the camera zooms into Blair, and she's like deer in the headlights. Like, Blair was like, I am not engaging in what's about to happen. And
I heard the SVU noise, like, dun dun.
Yeah. Someone make that edit, because that. I just love it, because, like, I think Blair didn't even realize that Callie was talking about her leading into it. She was just like, oh, bitch.
Wait, me? Who? What? When?
So they were talking about Aquaria's look. So eventually Blair does speak, and she was just like, it doesn't seem like fully realized, but your concept was cool. Like, basically however, like, there was
fine.
There was
like,
a clear
I have
concept.
An
it just didn't seem like, and I don't think Blair actually said, like, I think
all that.
Yeah. Calorie was
just like, I'm not alone. Yeah, someone else said it.
She's in her feelings. So then they cut to Mayhem, who, like, as we mentioned earlier, really wants it so bad. She had all of these people who she works with all the time, and some of her drag babies have come through this experience, and she's finally made it. So good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing well so far, and it's good to see her, because everyone expected her. I knew exactly what she was talking about. She says in this Untucked, she's like, when you see the videos of people who are speculating who should be on the next season, she's like, I made those lists every year.
And then
it's
not
just
to
like,
get it is like heartbreaking.
Yeah, and then she starts crying, and then Cameron starts crying.
I can't imagine how much mental strength it takes to constantly audition.
I had never thought about being a well-known queen and the expectation of being on this show.
I've never considered it either.
But it has to be a thing, because
I would think that Drag Race isn't for everybody. That's my assumption.
Well, that's true. So
you know what I mean? Because like, it is so specific, and like, you have to have a certain set of skills.
Yeah.
And fucking, like, if you're not good with pressure, why would you put yourself through it? Like, yeah, $100,000 in fame is great, but like, if you already don't handle pressure well, why would you try to get famous?
Also, there are queens who are doing damn well on their own, and like,
that don't need it.
Yeah, that don't need to be on. On this show, because Helvetica, she's a metal queen. I think she lives in Canada though. But whenever this started airing, I guess some people had added her, like, was like, hey, why aren't you on this season? Why aren't you? And she like kind of just explained, she was like, it's not something that I'm made for. She's like, I'm a bearded queen. I like this very specific aesthetic.
I wouldn't go far, so I'm not going.
Well, not even that. She's like, I'm not even interested in doing it. Like, I like watching the show. It's one of my favorite shows, but it's not something I want to be on, because it's just not. It's not what I'm about. Like, I just know my drag, and I know that that's not what I want to do with it. And that's fair. And I think the same thing about Eva Destruction. I feel like people always want her to be on it, but I have never once. We follow her on Twitter, and she tweets about the show, but it never sounds like she wants to be on it, and that's fine.
And that's right. I respect that.
Realize your dream the way you want to realize your dream. So if that means being on Drag Race, that's great, and it's
do
great.
What you can. And
yeah, it's lovely to see Mayhem finally having this moment. Have my moment.
A moment like this.
Kelly Clarkson. Let's not get on American Idol, because I could go for 4 more hours on them. So then Christina comes in, and the only note I really have is it was much different than when Lady Gaga came into the Untucked, because Lady Gaga came in and had notes for every queen and like had one-on-one time with all of them. Christina sits down and she's talking about her ex-boyfriend was gay.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's different.
Christina was trying to have a kiki with everybody.
And like,
I
no
think.
tea, no shade. I would not have been that excited. I mean, I'd be excited that Christina was there, but I would not.
You know who I would have been really excited for? More excited for?
Farrah Moan?
Britney Spears.
Ooh, that's... Well,
I would have been lit for Britney.
she is...
I would have probably cried.
I think...
No offense.
I think Britney's doing New York City Pride this summer, so it's a possibility.
Please, God. I would love that. You know who else would bring my house down? Fucking Celine Dion. She would be such...
Bye.
She would be...
Leave my house.
Wait. She would be an amazing judge. She would be fucking hysterical. She would be so much fun. It wouldn't get as big of a reaction, obviously, because she's not like an idol, like a pop idol. I get that. But it would be... She would be a phenomenal fucking judge. And I would die because I love her.
What's confused me? Since we're talking about, like, guest judges. How have we had all of Cher's relatives but never Cher? What? And it's not Cher's doing...
No one makes Cher do anything.
Cher's not doing much, so I don't...
She's got business, I'm sure, but...
What is Cher doing?
She's on Twitter. I don't know.
Just, you know what? You could even just send Chad Michaels in as Cher and I'd believe it.
That would be funny.
First of all, let's talk about this for 1 second. This is a huge sidetrack.
Okay.
Why hasn't there been another
drag
queen judge?
Another what?
Drag queen judge.
I don't know.
That doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Not
I
even,
think so.
Not another drag queen can actually help.
Constructive?
Right. Why hasn't Miss Coco Peru ever been on the judging panel?
I've been in your position, so this is what I maybe would have done differently.
Well, there's a bunch of legendary drag queens. Lady Bunny hasn't ever been a judge.
I know, which is so weird. I don't get it. Like such good friends or whatever.
You could bring back a past winner to be on the panel for a week. I don't care if they're in drag or not, but like bring someone. The Boulay brothers, anyone. I don't know.
That would be fun, and that would be smart and progressive on RuPaul's part if she brought the Boulay brothers on. Don't act like it's not happening. Like, make it all inclusive. You know what I mean? That would be so fucking smart.
I don't know. I just,
or even just like the current reigning would be cool. Like if Sasha came in and like judged them, or Bob or whatever, like past like winners,
or like Bianca or
that'd be fucking cool. Yeah. BB.
Don't bring BB back. Please don't bring BB back.
I'm good.
We did that. We done.
I'm solid.
No more. Ratiki tiki. No.
No.
No. Face no. Body no.
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 None of you.
No.
Back to Cameroon.
No.
No. Wait, but if you could have anybody judge Drag Race, do you think that you have somebody?
Sorry, I'm thinking. I haven't actually really thought about this. I mean, there are people like I would like to see on it, but I think really just having like another drag queen judge for a week would be like fine. Is there a celebrity that I would think would be good at it? I think that...
Or just like fun. Just fun is fine too.
Well, no, that's not what I want.
I want fun.
So
I want both if I can have both.
So when they bring in, like, they're bringing in Kumail and Johnny.
Yes.
I think he's going to judge a comedy challenge because that makes sense. That's great.
That makes 100% sense.
Yeah, and I would like bring someone in like who's going to either bring someone who is related to the challenge. So if we're doing like a Broadway, bring in Kristen Chenoweth. Don't bring Kristen Chenoweth in for Snatch Game. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like Nicole Byer made sense to judge Snatch Game because she's a comedian. Nicole You're like, I don't know. This is a really big side drag. I think like any woman singing performer I think would be a great judge on this because what women have to do to be a pop star. Who?
Mariah Carey.
No, she'd be terrible.
But she can't focus. But she's like the ultimate. You know what I mean? She's like it. She's ultimate woman drag. Kind of. Like, you know what I mean?
I was going to say Janet. Like Janet Jackson.
That would be.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what she's like as a human being anymore.
What?
You know what I mean? She's not very, like, super public. Like, I have no idea. Like, I can't gauge her persona at this point. I'm like, you know what Mariah's like. It would be some shit. I don't know if it would be constructive, but it would be some shit. It would be cool. Britney would not be constructive at all because she's just like a little fluff cake. She's just like a little marshmallow. She would just be like, wow, y'all, you guys look great. She would be purely there to like cheerlead You know what I mean? It wouldn't be super, super constructive, I don't think.
Yeah. You know, like this season, like the lineup of judges, there are a lot of people who are going to appear on this season that I've been like would love to see them, like Abby and Alana. I'm excited to see them. Oh my
God, I can't wait for that. That would have been the only other thing that I could think of.
The person I'm most excited to see judge though is Lizzo.
That'll be awesome
because she gets it. I don't like. I follow her on social media and she just like gets it. I don't.
That's awesome.
You know who'd be a fun judge? Jonathan from the Queer Eye.
That would be perfect.
He would live.
There's no way.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, sorry. That was a huge. Let's get back.
Sorry, it's our show. Do what we want.
And then, like the last thing of note is Eureka comforts Vanessa.
I love that. Eureka's been having those moments. She's been taking them where she can get them. I noticed. Like if there's a second for her to be like, "But how do you feel?
Yeah.
But are you okay?" You know what I mean? She's very much present as the support person. I'm wondering if she feels more responsibility because she's already been there once. So she kind of gets like how all these things might come up for someone or like if someone's in their feelings, like how magnified it could feel.
Yeah.
As I imagine it would be. Because I just feel like she's reaching out a lot to people, which I didn't really get a sense of.
Well, in Season 9 was a different ballgame for her. It was brand new.
That's what I mean. Like, just because of the context, she's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?"
Yeah, and I think she learned really quickly from last year. She said a couple things that like did not go over well in the workroom, and then that did not go over well like with the rest of us. So, I think she's trying to be as supportive
more
as she can. I don't think she's even doing it for the camera.
No, I don't think so.
Because I think that everyone had really good rapport with Eureka after the like a lot. On the reunion, everyone seemed tight with Eureka. So, like, even Trinity. So,
I agree.
Yeah. So, I think she's just a good human.
Oh, for sure.
And then Vanessa takes 2 seconds. First of all, I think they're really going to shorten, like, the packing sequence, which is, like, my favorite part of the whole thing. Because then you get all the tea and, like, they talk a lot and you get more of them. But literally, like, Vanessa it was so fast. She had one bag.
That was so hard to watch.
It was.
She was very upset and it was like,
yeah.
So
I think we're going to get a lot more crying than usual on this season. I think emotions are already really high. I think this is
not ready.
I feel like this is a season where just like everyone really fucking wants it. Like, and I think that a lot of the queens have the opportunity to win this so far. Like, I think we have some.
You were saying last night there's no clear fillers at any case in point. Like, they're all strong contenders.
Yeah, it's a high caliber group of girls, which is way more exciting to watch, I think.
I completely agree with you.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss from the episode?
I would say not. We really thoroughly covered it.
I think so.
I feel.
Although while we were talking, I forgot how Calorie was talking to Eureka about her ACL, but you know, all the other podcasts will cover that for you.
I'm sure we'll get it. We're picking things up that other people aren't noticing.
It's a long episode. I think we need to
tie
it up. So, if you're new, thank you for listening to us. We are on all of the social media. Just search for us. It's the It Bears Repeating Podcast. We have a website, itbearsrepeatingpodcast.com. And if you have any thoughts, feelings, emotions, predictions, please email them to us at itbearsrepeatingpod@gmail.com. We both want to go through this spoiler. Did you want to go through this spoiler?
Oh, I'm spoiler free.
So we're going to go through this through it spoiler free. So if you do have spoilers, please keep them to yourself.
I don't want to know now.
Or if you're going to email them to us, write them as spoiler. Let us know what episode it's to happen, and then we can read your spoiler
obviously
afterward.
If you have spoiler episodes for episode 1. Spoiler episodes.
Well, it's just like if you have any other good things.
Right, that's what I mean.
No. Like I said earlier in the podcast, join our Facebook group. It's a good place. It's a fun place to hang out. Did I forget any of the things that we're on?
No.
Okay. So that wraps up this episode of It Bears Repeating.
And it does.
My name's Tom.
I'm Tiffany.
And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Read You Wrote You is better than Kitty Girl.
No, if you couldn't quite locate or explain. No, if you couldn't quite locate or explain. It bears repeating.